Hit that like button as y'all come in, fam. I see y'all. I see some of y'all ain't out there. Y'all didn't take y'all meds. I see some of y'all out there didn't take y'all meds, man. You're mad. You're mad because I said that God is evil. You're mad because I talked about God being evil. You know what? Stop being a punk. Come talk to me. Come challenge me. If you feel that I said something that was inaccurate, if I said something that was wrong, don't go on the video and cry about it. Do a 6-hour about it. Come talk to me. Prove me wrong before the world. Do a good thing. Remember, your Lord, your God said, who will rise with me? Who will stand with me against the evils of iniquity? So that's what you're supposed to do. Stand with the Most High God. Come on over here and sit and talk with me. Don't be scared. Challenge me. You know? Just come and challenge me, man, and see if I can prove and back up what I say. But you're too much of a coward. You're not going to challenge me because you're scared. You're going to cry as soon as I show you the scriptures. All you're going to do is make up an excuse for it. That don't mean it's not evil. Oh, no, he did that because the people said this and the people did that. So what? So what the people did that? So what? Do he got to get wicked like everybody else, like the people? No. You're supposed to send down a spirit of love. You talk all this crazy stuff about God loves his people. God loves his children. Well, he don't show no love at all. Where he show the love at? See, so once again, and I'm speaking of Judah Nass. I ain't banging on you either, Judah. All I'm telling you, if I said something that you disagree with, come face me like a man. Sit down. I'll bring you on. I will not cut you off. I will not mute you. I'll bring you right in here and we can have a discussion on the topic. Yeah, God has feelings like a man, bro. God gets, I ain't gonna just say God, I'm gonna say Yahweh Shah or Yahweh, however y'all wanna call him, whatever you wanna call him. He gets emotional, right? He gets emotional. Yeah. Just like the Godfathers. The Godfather. Y'all seen the movie Godfather? Y'all see the Italians? You know, you see the mob. He gets emotional just like regular people. He mad if you do something that he don't like. What he want to do? He want to kill you. He want to kill you. So, bruh, I challenge you, Judah Nass, to come up in here and let's set the record straight. Me and you, nobody else. But you ain't going to do that because you're scared of me. You scared of this truth that I bring. Now, you'll go on your channel and talk your shit about me. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in going back and forth with you on the video. I want to have a face-to-face conversation. But you ain't going to do that because you're scared. You see? You're scared of me. Because you know I'm going to bring that the real, that realism, and have you crying. I will have you crying tears, brother, for your God that's out there graping women. Your God is out there graping women. Now, if you mad about it, come face me, man. Show the world where I'm wrong at. Because I'm going to bring up scripture and show you where I'm right. You done did a whole 6 goddamn hour video because I talked about how God is wicked. Crazy. That's crazy, brother. Crazy work.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. A lot of you suckers are just hating clowns. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. A lot of you suckers are just hating clowns. I started this shit before YouTube came on, teaching 1, 2, you fifth, making knowledge born. The nation of Islam, the God's empire. HOK set the streets on fire. In 2001, boy, we had fun. Sa.neter on the bullhorn, making people come. Sa.neter, the godfather of consciousness. Sa.neter, the godfather of consciousness. Sa.neter, the godfather of consciousness. Like chasing a ghost inside a dream.
Yeah. I'm waiting on my brother Smash to come on in. Smash, come on in.
Hold up.
Peace to Black Power, brother. What's happening?
Peace to you. I thought you was doing your intro. What's up with you?
No, I did it because I knew you was coming in right after that. I'm still waiting on you to hook me up a nice intro, brother.
Oh, that you got some fire, so I damn near want to play one of your songs on my show. That one you be playing, sa.neter, that is slap.
Oh wow! Thank you.
You gotta start telling us who the artist is. Who was that? Who made?
Which one?
It go sa.neter TV. It got the horns and stuff.
Oh, well, to be honest, it's AI, right?
Oh yeah, I knew, but I thought it was an artist on there though. I know.
No, it's my lyrics. It's my lyrics. I write my lyrics.
Yeah, that's good.
I write my lyrics, and I put what type of music I want.
Yeah.
Pianos, horns. That's why you'll hear some with horns. You'll hear some with just the piano. Or you'll hear real hip hop beat. Yeah, so I write the lyrics to it. But I'm not a rapper, but it'll take me at least
good songs.
Yeah, it'll take me at least 2 hours just to write a damn song. I might write something and then go to bed, wake up tomorrow, throw something.
Here's some advice though. If you
say that again,
here goes some advice. I don't know how clear my mic is.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, but if you ever write a really good one in the AI, don't let people hear the AI version. Use that to give to a real singer and say, "Hey, I need you to sing."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
paper. You feel me?
Yeah. I got
a songwriter, and the AI is just a template to show you how to sing it.
Right.
Twist on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's good. Good words of advice right there, brother. Yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah, that's how you get your issue off that. You feel me?
Yeah, no doubt. Like here's one I just did. I just did this one, I think 2 days ago. Watch this. Tell me how this one sounds. I did this 2 days ago.
HOK is the toughest environment. Enter at your own risk. The HOK is the toughest environment. Enter at your own risk.
Yo, I grew up where the air hung heavy and thick. Every corner a battlefield. Gotta be quick, street light, neon sound. In the toughest environment, feet on the ground. I talk fluent in the silent language that the broken walls speak. This is the fortress of steel. When iPad speaks, no escape from HOK. This is real. Before you come in here, you better know the deal.
Carry the whole block's weight in my soul. Born from the cinder block, ashes, people are cool. The toughest environment is me. Built from the concrete, the toughest environment is sa.neter. When you step into the Colosseum, we gon' see 'em. The ancient of the days, artifact in the museum, yeah. Enter at your own risk.
Don't be like a little bitch.
Oh my, my. Enter at your own risk.
Don't be like a little bitch.
Yeah, this way it goes down, 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 down. Try to win, you gotta have tough skin.
The concrete freeze like ice. Israelites cool-blooded, think twice, The air cuts like a scalpel. Survival ain't a choice, it's a physical grapple. Where the street lights blink, judgment in the shadows hold a price. Grew callous over fear, paid my dues in pure sacrifice.
Shout out to all those that support this shadow. Special days to you. Without you there is no me.
Check.
See, that's the horn. I put the horn there.
Yeah,
Let the
I
horn
like all that. I'll keep doing that, man. It's adding to your show. It's some nice theme music.
Yeah, but I like what you said though. Let somebody really say it. I got some artists out there that can do that. You know.
Yeah. And now that you got the song, you can just get anybody who can blow. Like, yo, I got a song for you. But so what it do, man?
Oh man, it's all good. I'm here. I mean, first of all, let me say happy birthday to you, brother.
Oh,
Let the people know this is your birthday and you doing this for the people on your Earth Day. Really,
yeah, this is my birthday, but I'm bringing the gift to the people. You feel me? That's how I feel. It's generous Jonathan out here. And if I ever got a bag or something, it's always about getting it to the people. Right now, the bag is just the knowledge and information, particularly thinking about some of our young men. You know, we got a lot of single parent homes in the Black community. And, you know, just on the real, I'm just going to get it in.
So I'm interested in seeing what could the Black man learn from the teachings of Ptah-Hotep?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of dig into that a little bit. Like I was saying, we got a lot of single family homes in the Black community. And a lot of the time, young men are left with their mother. Sometimes is the man. We know how it went down. I don't have to explain how it went down. It was laws that kept the man out of the house, and we notice things. And so kind of how you render a child, we know it takes both parents, right? Especially to render a man. You mean, I'm not saying you can't render a child no way, but we know what the triune is: father, mother, child, right? Something missing, then we got to substitute for something. And so in substituting for that, a lot of our women had to step up and try to fill the place of father, right?
Right.
And so the reason why I'm prefacing it like this is because we go back 4,500 BC to what they call one of the first books in the world. Shout out to the people in the chat, Casual, High Road Crew in the building. Y'all know what we do. Oh, but in light of that, we go back to an ancient African. I'm stopping saying Egyptian. I ain't even saying, I'm just saying African. All right. And so really, because then how they going to get around that? I mean, I'm going back reading ancient African texts that let us know how they handled those situations, how a father would write down instructions to offspring. And in the particular case, we're talking about the instructions of Ptah-Hotep, which was apparently supposedly written for his son, Hotep. Okay, but we don't find his name in the document. Now, in this document, we could find things that a father would have said to a child in a single parent home today. It's certain things that a father says to a child that just sets you on the right path, even if you don't think you learning While Pop's like, don't do that, do it like this. It might just be like that, and you would take that into your life for the rest of your life, and then pass that information on to other men like, oh, we don't do it like that, we do it like this, right? Well, all the way down to how to not aggress upon women, all right? We got ancient teachings that we'll go over that are applicable to this day that say such things like, if you can, buy a house, get a wife, right? And treat your wife with respect. These is ancient teachings coming out of Kemet 4,500 years ago that it seemed like some of us still could learn to this day, right? When we talk about even how we chill amongst each other, sa, and how we have debate and discourse, they got a book for that. Long before any Bible was out here, we got wisdom instructions coming from Kemet, and half of them you can find later in the Bible, not Ptah-Hotep. You can find some of these maxims, but particularly if we were talking about Amenemhotep, you can find that copy right over into what they call the wisdom teachings of the Bible, which would be Proverbs, right? And so I'm going to go into this the way we do a lot. We're going to look at some of all forms of the text, and we'll dive into it in its primary language. And this ain't going through the 42. This ain't like law like that. This was one man talking to his son. Now, since we can read it the way we read it in Middle Egyptian, we kind of assume that this text ain't like the original or whatever, because the language they talking in is way more developed than it would have been in the time period that Ptah-Hotep lived in. We talking about the 5th dynasty, about 2500 BC-ish. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, 5th dynasty, right? And he lived in about the time of Jed-Kara Isis. We just know him as Jed-Kara, but we see Isis on his name all the time. So, if you will, I'm going to, if I can share my screen, let me start to share. And I'll begin to just show some of the tools we'll use for instruction like this. And so anybody who wants to follow along. Now, I just got the simple Merriam-Webster, or I think this is Lithium version of the English. This isn't the most up-to-date translation of it, but that don't matter, because what we're doing is we got the text corpus version. So let me just supply everybody who want to follow along or finish this up later or whatever. You can Google the instructions of Ptah-Hotep and pull up a English version of it, right? Now, if you want a scholastic document, which we'll be using, you could go to sa.neter. Oh, I'm sorry, my screen ain't sharing right, so let me share it right. Share screen. I gotta share the whole screen. Window, entire screen. Yeah, there you go. So to get all right, reshare my screen for me, Sal. To get the scholastic document, as we see, they're taking it from Zaba's translations. You could go to St. Andrew's text corpus right now. Just type St. Andrew's text corpus and then scroll down into Ptah-Hotep and click on these instructional texts, which are very useful to learn the meta-neter, because as you see here, they have a form of the meta-neter. They have the transliteration, and then they have translation. We're also going to be using Vigas's dictionary, Mark Vigas's dictionary, to not be having to, to see if some of these translations are what we want. That is VYGUS, Mark Vigas's dictionary, right? And then a grammar book I got open. You can check any of the things we'll look at with any grammar book, but the one I'm using for this show is J.E. Hope, Middle Egyptian, All right. So it'll be funner to start in the English, and then we're going to get it. And then lastly, I will be remiss, or I will be silly to not point to the fact that we will be reading this in the primary language in its original text, right? And so we won't be having to, rely on much. And then we'll, as we've been learning this live, we'll also be showing cats how to get it in. So let's go, because we bringing the teaching back. You feel me? Like the teaching back, the old school teaching. We're going to get that old sa.neter. Remember, when it's just presentations all day, that's what we bring it. So we about to get it in. I mean, well, I'm just giving y'all an image that anybody can find readily on Wiki of an icon or, of Ptah-Hotep, right? We see he was the vizier of King Issi in the 5th dynasty. And they say he has on 2 different wigs here. Now, just be mindful that every time it's obvious that it's an African hairstyle, it's called a wig. It's called a Nubian wig. But, I mean, he could have just been in 2 different, that could just be him rocking 2 different styles. Nevertheless, he left an elaborate tomb. I mean, I don't know how many people gonna have anything like that to be remembered by. I wish. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if when I'll be in something like that, to where people for thousands of years and know that you had to be a good person. I mean, what did you do to get a tomb of this size? A mastaba tomb. All right? And so that's Ptah-Hotep. We'll step into the English and start doing some of this. Now, I'm not going to read it all from the top, because of the first, I'm just going to tell people from the gate, he talking about how he reached his old age and how it's time for him to, make sure that his successors know how to be. But in light of something y'all been talking about on this show often, sa.neter, he says a few things that I want to point to. So just in the beginning, just like we see the beginning of the text in the primary. And then, lastly, I forgot to tell you guys, we're also going to be using the TLA text corpus, Thesaurus Lingua Egypti or Egypti, where you can also use this to learn the meta-nature and follow and click on each word to see what things say, to verify whether we're saying what's right or wrong. So let's get it in. It says, the instructions of the governor of the city, the vizier Ptah-Hotep, in the reign of the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Isis, live forever to the end of time. I just want to show people this in the meta-nature so we can just have some fun. Now, because these is terms that we don't really, we say them, but we don't know when we see them. Haven't you heard us say saber a lot? sa.neter? Well, don't even trip. You ain't gonna have to interact. But
yeah. I always hear them say saber.
It's coming back to this term here where you are a teacher. But now we see this word, this verb of teach, to teach, is in a different form. So this says sa.neter. So when we say instructions, because we know instructions come from what? A teacher, somebody instructing you or guiding you along a path. So this was sa.neter, instructions belonging to, this is just a genitival adjective, is an adjective of possession. Now, this is a term that C. Freeman L. had made a mistake and told us that it means Moors. Remember, they used to draw the owl and the R. Yes, and everybody, even my good brother,
Lord Abba,
tried to run with that for a minute, and I had to write him a few documents to put him up on game. What they're saying here is these are teachings, since we got a genitival adjective neat letting us know these teachings are belonging to the overseer of the city, right? Ptah, pardon me. Chati, this is the vizier. The vizier, he still got another title. Chati Ptah-Hotep. Right, so that's what's in the red. Now, when we go to the primary, if we want to scrutinize the scholastic work, we kind of got to have a little knowledge of hieratic. And I got a few things that I could share. Well, not right now, but you can watch my show and pick up on some of our shortcuts on getting to the hieratic. But if you want to scrutinize that in the primary, we're starting from the right, because hieratic is read from right to left. Now you're learning that what appears like a star in the traditional sa.neter actually looks like, I gotta get my pages right. Actually looks like this in the hieratic. And this is a bar behind the star. If you go back to the hieratic, you see the A bar. You see these two reed leaves when you come to the hieratic. And I won't do this much because I want you to get the teachings, not a meta-letter instruction. You see the two reed leaves in hieratic. You see a T, papyrus roll, and it continues. Net, this is our genitive or adjective neat, right? And then we're back here. So when I showed you neat right there, we're looking at neat right here, which lets you know the teachings belong to the overseer of the city, right? The vizier, Ptah-Hotep. Now you confirm that because you got to look at the primary and let's see that's what that's saying, right? So look, you go back. We won't do it every time. We're just demonstrating the process. This is the end of our word sa.neter right here with the T and the papyrus roll. We got neat. Now check this out. This is how hieratic works. When you see this bird, and I'm going to tell y'all my one secret. When you see this bird right here over this sa.neter, it's actually, you would have to know that this is that. But there is a system of knowing how this is. And since we're not learning hieratic right now, I won't go too far in it, but I'll just give you a key. This V right here on the top is the same V from the eyes of this bird. Because this bird, ancient Egyptian bird, is one of the only ones that look off the paper at you. All of the other ones are looking towards the beginning of the text. The M bird has a V in its eyes, and when it's written in hieratic, you'll notice it's always the first stroke is of that V. Then you got the slant back that is representative of birds in most instances. And so now it's going to connect to an R. So we got to learn something about ligatures, but we're not going there because we're not learning the hieratic today. So let me just continue. This is the Niu, the overseer of the city. This shows him to be the vizier. This is a chati bird, the same chati bird we see right here. But you just got to see that this person writing the hieratic was wanting to do it real fast. With the T in the single stroke, corroborate that with a T and a single stroke, right? So now we're going to see after that the name of Ptah-Hotep in hieratic. And then we'll just continue back to the English. Now you clearly, it ain't clear at all, but this is a P, a T, and the H for Ptah-Hotep. And this is a Hotep with a T under with another P. You see that P? So the one thing to notice about the name of Ptah-Hotep, which probably doesn't make any difference in the ancient Egyptian, but in the English, I've noted that these consonants are inverted. PTHHTP. Somebody gonna see something there that why is it like that those consonants were inverted to say Ptah is content or Ptah is at peace. And so we just got to the end of his name and then his little determinative. Let's get into the English so people could get to the learning phases of what we about to do. Right? So yeah, he was the governor of the city. Now, this is one thing I'm going to point out before we skip forward because it's relevant to, it is relevant to some discussions that's been happening on sa.neter TV lately about is the nature rule real? And so if we read all of this, we'll notice that Ptah-Hotep was coming to old age. It says the governor of the city, the vizier Ptah-Hotep, he says, "O prince, my lord, the end of life is in hand. Old age descendeth upon me. Feebleness come and childishness is renewed. He that is old lieth down in misery every day. The eyes are small, the ears are deaf. Energy is diminished, the heart has no rest. All right. So he basically saying, look, fam, I'm getting old. Ptah, somebody just asked in the chat, who is Ptah? Ptah is a neter. They call him one of the creator neters, the neter of the mound, you know what I'm saying? But Ptah-Hotep was a man who wrote text to his son to show them how to be good people. Now, before we go into those instructions, we got to show where he said he got these instructions from, because it's going to be relevant to a lot of the discussions we have on this show. He's still describing how old age comes upon him, so I won't read that. He says, command me, thy servant, therefore, to make over my princely authority to my son. Let me speak unto him the words of them that hearken to the counsel of the men of old time. Now, see, this is why we go into the meta-neter. Because when he go here, the term, we'll see the term that he's using is going to lead back to a term for ancestors. So the tool I'm using now is a digital tool, the text corpus TLA, so that you will be able to click through and not have to do all of this. Man, this teaching about to be gang, young man. And it's intended as a gift from me to you on my birthday. And this is even going to be cool for some of the elders who be on this show. They tell you when to spit fire. They tell you when to fall back. They tell you what to do. We just don't know. So here we go. My strength is faded because of my heart. Nope, he's still talking about his old age, right? So his bones is hurting. What old age does to the people, bad things in every respect. All right, so cool. We about page 3 in the TLA. We're about to start to get to notice where he get these teachings from. And y'all can do with it as you want. Like, I just put out the information. Y'all can put it in y'all debates how y'all so choose. So she can no longer breathe or smell, still talking about the old age. Now, this is where I would start here, right? Because he says, may your devoted servant be ordered to make staffs of old age. So what does that mean? Whoever following you, your people need to make some, you know, an elder, that's an elder, a staff of old age. You now need to provide instruction to turn these young men into some elders in your absence. Show them what to do, how to be a man. Here we go. Now we're going to get into the meta-neter, but right now I'm going to tell you, because this ain't the part, we're going to start from the maxims, which are the red text. This is all the preamble. So it says, then I would like to tell thee the staffs of old age, the words of the listeners of the judges. If y'all interested in any of this meta-neter, we could just read it from the meta-neter. Like, right, but that takes a little longer. So they're going to words they're talking about. And these are the listeners. They just took a sejum, made a participle out of it, and basically put the entity inside of this word. It means one who listens. So they're saying the listeners, right? And the advice behaviors of the ancestors. Now check this out. This right here is about to prove that the ancestors ain't the natural root. All right? Because if you want to scrutinize it in the primary text, it say right here, it says, then I would like to tell it the words of the listening judges, the advice or behaviors of the ancestors who listened to the Nestor group in the past. Now that requires us going to the meta-neter, because y'all like, no, where did I say that at? Well, you can click any word. This is to speak. So this is just like, so what you see, this is just like a particle that they're using like for then I, right? You see the man behind that represents I. So this is your then I. This is your jed, which means to speak. So this is like, I want to say to it or speak on it. He want to speak to it or regarding it for it, words, you know what I'm saying? Then it said to one who listens. So they're saying, then I would like to tell it the words of the listeners. I'm going to tell the words of one who listens. Now, what is this word? This says secure, right? But this is how you do. Oh, my wife started the printer. I got scared. This is how you do the TLA. If you don't know the word secure, you can hover over it. you can find the transliteration and identify where that's at. And for corroboration, you just click the word, right? And it'll let you know where you at. This is your plan, your condition, or your nature. If that's not working for you, that's why we got Vigas's dictionary open. You can just press Control F and pop that in to make sure you're getting right information. So, right, because you can't rely on people translations. I find bad translations in the TLA all the time. But we're clear where it says ancestors here is not the same word as Neteru, right? This is like the listeners who listen to the Neteru. Those people who listen to the Neteru. Now, let's see exactly how long. Because it's really like they're making this the ancestors, just from what I'm looking at all of the terms. They're using this term like ones who were here before. So that'll be it, right? See, they're making a phrase, and we'll see when I see it say ancestors, earlier ones. So this is a way to like say ones who were here before, but then they put the man there. So that's your ancestors. And there's other ways to say that. But when they're talking about the ancestors who listened, you see the ear for Sejum, to the Neteru. Okay? So the ancestors did listen to the Neteru, whatever form those Neteru was in. Now he's going to say, then may the same be done for you, so that the sickness or sorrow is driven away from the people, so that the two shores will know your work. Well, at this time, Kemet was called the two shores, the two banks in Debwe. So we should see Ndego and Debwe right here. But I'm not going to, we could do a meta-netter class. I do this all the way on my show. I want y'all to get the knowledge that they left to us. So if y'all want me to stop and say, do the meta-netter on that part, put it in the chat. But in other this, I need to do the English because we need to hear this. Now, the majesty of this God said, hold on. This is the Neter talking at this point, right? And the Neter is telling the old man, first of all, remember, he told his council to make some staffs of old age. That means, look, make some elders out these youth, bro. You're not going to make them old, but you're going to give them the wisdom to make them into a man. Then they start talking about where this advice came from. You're going to give them what the ancestors who had talked to the gods in the past, or the Neter in the past, right? Excuse me for saying gods. Now look. Then may the same be done for you, so that sickness and sorrow is driven away from the people, so that the two shores will work for you, right? So that the people and that the Ndebwe Kemet are the two banks going to be on your side. Now the majesty, him in Neter. Now normally Neters don't really have like majesty like that. It's kind of like a human aspect, but nevertheless, it was said by the majesty of this Neter. So now the Neter is the words that the Neter said in the past. This is it. You should teach him first about speech. Let's see if that's true. Y'all remember Seba? Y'all remember the star we was just talking about for teachings and instructions? Okay? So when we say, Brother Reggie, that's my Seba. When I see Baba Banochi on here and we say Seba, even that Ba from the Baba is from the Seba. But you saying Baba from something else from West Africa. But we got to know how these things is linguistically connected. Right? And so Seba is your teacher. So let me slow down. Seba is an infinitive verb to teach. Infinitive verb is a verb in its generic form. It requires a tool to utilize, to run, to teach, to jump. Right? I'm talking about in a sentence. And so this is a verb in its infinitive, to teach. You could change this into a noun by making a form and a participle out of it, which we just do to change words from different categories into different categories. So if you got a verb, run, and we do this naturally, but this is the grammar we learning. If you got a verb, run, you want to imply an entity in that verb. You say runner. Feel me? What you just did was the same thing that we see occurring. But when you go back to the text, you got to understand verb forms or the forms we're looking at. So now let me show you something. right? Peep gang. Look, hold up, where it go? Dang, dog. Oh, there you go. Now look, observe what you see. You see 5 radicals, right? You could call them digits, but simpler, they'll be called icons or glyphs. In order to understand it grammatically, we can understand these as radicals, right? And so you see 5 radicals. Now check this out. Because you see the word Seba, and you see the man with the stick, the instructor who might wield that stick on your back if you ain't learning. But let's go back to the use of it in the text from its original when we first encountered. You see different radicals, don't you? You just see the star, you just see the A bar, and these are different radicals. They're different. Let's go back and look. Why are they different? Because they're changing the meaning of to teach. The infinitive verb has now been put into a state of a noun. So they got to say instruction, because instruction is a noun, is a thing, person, place, or thing. So they took this and made this into teachings. That's a noun. Feel me? Right. So we learning the sa.neter, but we're going to learn the teachings too, though. Watch this. Because let's go back to the English. Well, not the English yet, because we was cooking on the TLA. Now you see the ancestors. Now I'm just came here. We seen those who was before you, right? And then this is the Neteru. So those who before you is not the Neteru necessarily, but they talked to the Neteru, and the Neteru told him, now the majesty of this Neter said, you should teach him first about speech. Sabah, that's our same word. Now we know it's an infinitive verb, so it's back in its generic state. Teach to you. Now it said you should teach, but it looked like it says teach to you. That's because this R does a lot of different things, right? And now it's like him or it about, see, because R could be concerning. About words, Maduk, speech first. So teach him about speech first. So brothers, if you don't even know how to father, teach him about speech first. Teach her about speech first. How to talk to people, what to say, what not to do, right? All of these things. But now I don't want y'all to feel deprived, because we not qualified to just be looking at the TLA and thinking we cooking. We got to look at what the elders showed us, right? So he says you should teach him about speech first. Now the majesty of this God said, well, honestly, I'm gonna use this in deb we and this recity to find this in the primary, right? Because if you want to know what, this is the first, this is the beginning of the text and not the first maxim. In the hieratic, we reading from right to left. If you see right here, you can see what looked like a cartouche around the name of Is, and then he's to live forever. This is Ren. I guess his name lives forever and ever, right? Nahi, right? And so we want to get to that part a little bit, but I don't want to have to I ain't even trying to show what I could do, because a lot of this was just learned recently. And so I learned about, we've been studying the hieratic and we've been getting very good. And so I want to try to find the part where they say that without bringing a big ass gap to the show, right? And so I told myself I was going to look for 2 things to identify this for y'all. Let me go back and see. Oh, I said the Indebwe or the Raketi bird, or what they're talking about if, or it's like, okay, yeah, okay, and let me just real quick. And if not, so basically we won't have a problem, because each of the maxims begin in red. That's not what we're trying to do right now. We want to identify something to actually look at it in the primary. So this is around here, right here. So this is the me, like the like, and then we see this hand, and then the R jer. So like, so me jer. So hold on real quick. This is how you gotta cook sometimes, because I see that me jer. So I know I have seen that, right? Oh, we all at the beginning. And I seen this too. Hold on. If not, I'm just gonna continue. If I can't find that, so we can line it up, and we'll start from the maxims. It's no big deal. Well, actually, this shows you exactly where it's at. I'm sorry. So I'm because it got all three versions, and this is why we're using this version. So to see the counsel with the ancestors, may the same be done for you, may suffering be done with the people. We got the two banks part. So hold on. See, so right before this hati, you see this hati? Let me show y'all where this is at in the text. We was just right there. And then we're going to continue to some instruction. It's right here. Now, this is how you can see. You see this is the H from the hati for the foremost or in front. Now, when you come to the when we come to the other text, we know where we at now because the other text is showing it's right here. So now if we know what we was looking for is just right above that, all we got to do is backtrack in the other text. So I just want to show y'all what they talking about. You got the words from the gods, right? We got to look at that in the primary. Everybody don't. The instruction from him are the words of the past. But if we saying that this is the knowledge we do, it requires this type of scrutiny. Probably not on this show, and I won't do it every time, but we just see what the process is. So since we identified that maximum, you can easily backtrack, right? And then you can start to see, okay, well, now I'm going backwards this way. See? So excuse me, I'm going backwards through the text. And somebody calling me, but I'm just going to let that go. So this is something about birth, right? And now we're just going to identify. I'm sorry, this is just a little bit of the process we go through. Check it out. There it go, right there. About none is born wise. So you see this mess about birth. You see, you can identify that in the hieratic. Now, basically, he told him to teach him about the words of the natures because ain't no man born wise. So Jed, NF, Nin, Messi, Sa, ain't no, for none are born wise, right? And so since we just identified this mess in the primary, it's probably the part, let's check it. See, so this is after 3 strokes in the reed leaf. This is different. But nevertheless, I'm not going to start doing that right now. We're going to keep y'all right on the maxims. All right. And so we'll start from this maxim here, right? And then we're going to show people it in the right here. But notice here, since we've been doing this on our show, because they not telling you what it says here on the instructional text no more. So this is why I ask people who's following this instruction to have the English version open so I can just show you where we at, right? Because we'll be at the first maxim there. We'll be at so hold on. We'll probably be around here. Well, this is it. Thank you. So it says, here begins the proverbs of fair speech spoken by the hereditary chief, the Holy Father. That's their old translation. Beloved of the God, the eldest son of the king of his body, the governor of the city, the vizier Ptah-Hotep, when instructing the ignorant in knowledge of exactness. That's a bad translation. We're going to do this the way we do it. What he says here is this. And we could go to the hieratic for this. So the hieratic won't allow us to click on it to prove it, right? So what I'm going to do is bring it to here in the TLA so y'all can see us proving everything we're talking about. Not to qualify my knowledge, but in order for you to know that you ain't getting bamboozled, like half these fools are bamboozled, just tell you what something means and won't qualify it in no way. Right, so here, right here, this is what we're getting for the beginning. Hati M check. Now you're seeing that in the hieratic. You clearly see the Hati. Y'all, you don't have no problem. This is the beginning, right? And so when we go to the hieratic, it's right here, the beginning of. Now this is a different way to say instructions, but we'll talk about that. This is like the beginning of the advice. Is a way to say advice. but you're going to find it in the hieratic looking like, all right, dang, looking like this. Advice, right here. So it's the beginning of the advice. Now check this out. Strangely enough, this is the word medu. This is words. This is a man with his hand to his mouth. So this is the beginning of the instruction of the advice of the words. Since this ain't a sa.neter class, you get it in English. Here begins the proverbs of fair speech. Y'all want to see the fair speech? Yes, it's good words. See, let's make this bigger. So trust me, the neter told him to teach him medut nefer. Not medut necher, but medut nefer. Jed 10 said this. He said this, right? And then he's going to continue to go through with the teachings. So as we continue, I'm going to not stop there. I'm going to go back to this for you. Right, as for his eldest son, utteration for the eldest son, blah, blah, blah. And then he said to him, now we starting the first one, son. I just had to get them the preamble so they know how it cooked. Now here comes some of the, don't fall asleep on me now. Because look, I noticed something on your show, style. If it ain't turmoil and tumultuous, you might get sleepy. Because this like being in a lecture, real class, si. I don't need you.
No.
You feel me though?
No. Listen, man. If you see me doze for a minute, that was only because I was up late, man, last night. And I'm talking about till like 2 to 3 o'clock last night.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm able to get no sleep, man.
I'm with you. So if you need to fall off the camera, feel free. I got this.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm here.
Yeah. It's all good. And so, okay, matter of fact, I don't want nobody to think I'm disrespecting the knowledge while I'm indulging. So I'm going to blank myself out.
You good.
Yeah. So here we go. We're going to start like this, y'all. And then I want y'all to we're going to go to the maxims to see it in the text. So they told us the beginning of the instructions, right? And then we talking about, you see, they talking about, it really looked like it said the father of the neter, but we ain't even tripping. We're going to get to the beginning of the instruction because they still talking about Ptah-Hotep here, right? So this is the part we want. See? Say by eat, so the teaching. Now, this says don't. So this, oh, man. This is what's like called an M of negation, right? So we already know this said teach something about teaching, right? Do you think it says don't teach the ignorant one? That wouldn't be right, huh? Because this is something about ignorant people, right? So let's go back to the translation of Peep Game. What it say? It says here, hold on. It says, be not proud because thou art learned. Don't discourse with an ignorant man. See, they put the don't discourse with an ignorant man second. That says here, now why they say discourse when we see the word we know means teach? But they're not, we know they're not telling you not to teach an ignorant man. That would be bad teaching. Peep how they tell us how to be, they're going to give us some of the best instruction. So this is like really in my reading, and this is why I'm showing you we qualify this by the TLA. Look, because this old 19th century, it ain't up to speed. So let's go see if it's like what I'm saying, if it really be like this right here. It's right here. You see this M? Now, something I'm noticing is just an M here, but for the people looking, notice how they said this M is also short for M-E-R. So therefore, I have to change what I was about to say. You see, because this could just be a M preposition or it could be an M of negation. They tell you on the TLA right here, this is short for M-E-R. So remember we talked about the more word? This is a shorter version that you can still make a mistake. This ain't more, This ain't M, this is M-E-R. Now, that means you're the overseer. But hold on. Nah, they off, blood, they off. Let me show y'all something. I am right. Look, M-E-R going way back up to here. They just don't be lining shit up right. So I'm going to be right. Watch this. M Saber, thank you. Let me not think the TLA going to correct what I'm doing. I'm correcting what they doing. They shit, look, this going way down here. And if you really couldn't read the meta-netter, you could have just got caught up right there. Check it out. M Saber. What do you see M Saber? It ain't right here. It's way down here, right? So therefore, when you translate the German to English, this part is actually, when they say M Saber, is something about, it's going to be something about the instructions that one are ignorant of the instructions, right? Right? Because this word is those who don't know. Remember when I told you that? So this is the non-knowledgeable people. Now, this is funny. The ignorant was a thing, and you don't want to get caught amongst the ignorant. It's going to tell you, I'm going to let it tell you, but first I'm going to prove it. This is something you need to know when you talk about Kemet. When we talk about Kemet, that first and foremost, if you say Kim with the KH, you showing you ignorant, because the word you just said was ignorant. The word Kim, here the word you see is Kimmel, not Kimmel, but Kimmel, which means when I click it, it should qualify what I'm telling you, an ignorant man, okay? That's why I used to hate when people used to come on the show and make that mistake, because the meta-netter is set up that way for you to fry yourself. You come in talking about Kemet, and then you thinking you reading Kemet when you see this, that means you don't know. Now look at these arms right here. This is the determinative for a person who don't know. But we do this gesture as Africans to this day when we don't know something. We put our arms out and raise our shoulders. It's kind of like the gesture. This shit is, excuse my language, this is all, and I'll implore you to use your Africanity in translating your glyphs, because you're going to be better. And it was even Daniel Selden, the scholar at Santa Barbara, who said this in his book, that the only, what's not the word cognate, but the word is, it's like the sister language. The word was, corresponding or counterpart. That was the word. He said African-American vernacular English is the only language that has a grammatical counterpart to the meta-netter. So I implore you, when qualified, to use, say it how it come to you. This is still an ignorant man. This is a dummy, right? So they telling you. Now it says, Ptah-Hotep as one who instructs the ignorant according to the rules of perfect speech. So he going to tell you how to get it in with the meta-netter. Now, if you go, this is your Ptah-Hotep who's going to instruct the ignorant according to. This R could be according to, right? Now, this is knowledge. It don't say what they say over here all the time. Where do you see knowledge over here? You just got to know to read the glyphs. Do you see the knowledge word knowledge over here, or wisdom, or understanding, right? But if I click this, what is going to say? Knowledge. See? So we got to go into the glyphs to see what they was really saying and what they really wanted us to know, right? Because they ain't even telling you all the way when they translate it for you. It is like in teachings, teaching the ignorant concerning knowledge of what? It don't say this over here. So don't even play, because if you trying to come bring us secondary sources, please know, we magi archers. We going to pinpoint that. We going to see that, and you're going to get fried. People don't know how they keep getting fried every time. So the Magi protected Kemet. Whenever Kemet got into trouble, it went into the South to go get more Black Africans to come out to fight. This instruction and knowledge is an instruction in the correct method. The proper method, how to do stuff. Where do it say that over here? Because they Europeanized it. I made up a word and say it like that. Don't even go fix it. They Europeanized it. You feel me? That's what they did. Check it out. I'm going to prove it. Didn't I say this is the correct method? Do you see anything about the correct method in here, over here? He's going to show you knowledge concerning the correct method. Ptah-Hotep. Correct method. Did you see that over there? That's why we go into the text. And that's why we want to go look at the primary to say, how they messed that up? Hold on, let's go see. Because we need to find the correct method in the primary, and I'm going to show it to you, right? I'm just skimming along the text. The correct method, okay? The correct method, Ptah-Hotep. The way to do things right. And now watch what the correct method is. A one who learned to disobey by disregard. And we can keep going. The correct method in using of words beautiful and glorious. I just said and. You don't want to say M for and. Beautiful and glory. You will be one glorious in splendor. What is glorious? Splendorous. Come on, man. Stop playing. How many years we been doing this on YouTube? Only the fake dudes ain't learning nothing and showing y'all boo-boo slides and giving you stuff you can't learn from. Talking about the sa.neter is all subatomic and shit. What's that gonna do for you? Nothing. I'm gonna show you shit you can take into your life today. And when you go amongst your homies, they're going to be wondering why he was such a better dude today. Let's prove it. Then he said to his son, Jedonef, so this is like he has said, Chor, they calling this too, Sa. Y'all know Sa is the son, right? His son. Now, don't be arrogant. How you say that in sa.neter? M, now we're back to the M I was talking about, the M of negation. So when you see this M right here, this is saying don't. Only if it's, see, when we talk to sa.neter, you got to learn all your prepositions and all your different use cases. Sa.neter. How many people then got on this show and was acting all pompous and arrogant and ignorant because they knew Kemet? Not none of your recent people. I could go back. One thing I think of now, I ain't castigating my brother. I love Ptah-Hotep like I love all of y'all. But I used to tell him, this your problem. You ain't even following the laws of Kemet. Do not be arrogant because of your education. Now, do y'all want to read the sa.neter? Don't greaten your heart. Don't make your heart big. This is big. To have a big heart is to be conceited. Now, what if dudes just really follow Kemetic rules? And I wish I never mentioned nobody right there because that ain't what I was trying to do, but he came to mind. I mean, that's if you come to mind, you come to mind. Now look, don't big in your heart. You see the heart? Don't big heart you. Don't be big-hearted, bro. Concerning knowledge, that's what that say. Don't big heart you. Don't big heart you. Big heart is being conceited. Concerning knowledge, If y'all want me to click on any word to corroborate it, I will. Shout out to the people for the happy birthday wishes, but today this is my gift to you. All right? It's my gift to you. Rather consult with the uneducated as well as the educated. So they're like, don't be all proud of your, I'm not even saying no particular thing, of your knowledge. My man Kepperah said I got distracted. What'd I get distracted by, Kepperah? Let me know if there's something I left out that you want me to reiterate. I thought we was right along the line. All right? So rather consult with the uneducated as well as the educated. All right? Y'all want to see anything in the meta-nature, we could do it. Because the pinnacle or the limit of artistry is not reached. That's one of the ones that we should go into a little bit. They saying like your skill, you not, nobody reaches the end of skill. You're not the best. That's why I start, even though I pop my LIPs talking about like hip hop, like I was just spitting fire on IG about being the best on out of Oakland, right? Just that's a small ass region. I could go bigger than that. But I'm saying though, I know and understand what the best is. I look at the best like Elohim. I think the best, I think mastery and excellence is something we can all join in on. You see what I'm saying? I think mastery and excellence, just like Kung Fu masters, bro. It ain't just one Kung Fu master. It's hundreds of Kung Fu masters. So why when we start looking, we just know it's just going to be one? No, there's a level of mastery that we should all be trying to reach and attain. But they telling you here, don't be arrogant, bro, because you're not at the end of your knowledge. The pinnacle or the limit of skill can't be reached, right? And there is no artist, wherever y'all want to see, is really a craftsman. There is no craftsman who has acquired the skills or who is endowed to respect these skills. And this is just like really just, he ain't that glorious again. Look, they just saying things different. They say mastery, okay? But that comes from the root of being effective in spirit, I guess. Here we go. This is the one y'all all hear a lot of the time, but when we learn it, when we read it in the meta-nature, it reads a bit different. Most of the people we ever heard read us this didn't read it to us from the meta-nature, where they say perfect speech is better hidden than greenstone or malachite or emerald. They don't know which greenstone they're talking about. But she can be found amongst the servants above the millstones. What does that mean? They say, let's look at the meta-nature. This is our word for hidden. You can see the A Gardner A5, the hidden man right there, crouching. They also use this determinative on the term shalom, but that's for another video. It lets us know the aspect of shalom. The ancient Egyptians seen that indeed when they seen people suing for peace, they would say shalom. But in this just means to hide. So it's a verb first. So it's like hidden words, hidden good words better than, or no, the words are hidden better than greenstone. This is your better than, this is your, now it is your superlative R. The R does a lot of things. So what is he telling us here? Good words are hidden better than greenstone. They're using this as a but. This is a statement of fact. But it is a fact that this means to find, but it has a T on it. You don't necessarily put T's on verbs. Therefore, you know this is a participle. It's not feminine. It's a participle. This is one who finds. That's why it says she can be found. But no, it's not a she. What are they talking about? So one can found it. Now, they're using this for among, and we see Hamet, right? These are women. They say servants. Sometimes they translate it as the women. So you can find these good words, even though they're hard to find. that can be found amongst the women upon the Benuti, all right? And this is the millstones. So the millstone is just a common place, possibly where the weavers were or wherever some type of common individual worker were. So they're telling you, man, perfect speech is better hidden in greenstones, but you can find it amongst the women of the millstone. Now, let's see what they say right after that. And I like to take this off the screen when we're doing it, or we could even do better and go to the hieratic. I don't know if it seems like it's inspirationally educational, right? So I'm trying to inspire us who are learning the sa.neter to step our game up too and to go a little bit further. So this is probably this one because it's the if. If, this is gim. See, I got a trick about these birds. They often start up top and slant back, but this bird looking at the ground, so we know this is gim. If, gim, at. If you find what? Now, this ain't Maduk. See, now I got to remember. If you find, this ain't Maduk. This is a bird going back. Oh, I see. So this is the DJ, and then this is an A, read, leave, S. So this is somebody arguing. Let me go to the English to show y'all. Peep guy. So we're on this one. If you find an arguer. See? Now let's learn about this because we debate all the time on this show. But this is intended for our youth who could do more for this. We still could take it into our life. Those older than me and about my age, as I turn 51 today. Shout out to the sun. You know what I mean? Now look, if thou art arguer, but I don't want to finish reading the rest, so let's read it from the hieratic. If thou find an arguer, no. Well, let's go to the hieratic. Come on, bro. I lost it. It's right here. From about here to this last man, well, this is a little man. And from there to there, that is a word for arguing. It is jaisu. It's jaisu. So jaisu is to argue. We can find jaisu in the original to help our people keep along. This was the correct method we was talking about in good words. That's what he's going to teach us. But he's now going to teach them about if you find a person in debate. Here you see it here. If, find, you. So if you find, this is an arguer, a person in quarrel. That an arguer isn't a word. So this is like a person in debate. One in debate. Now check this out. Peep gang. In moment, see the sun? In moment his. Blood, they're going to tell you what happened if y'all run up on me on sa.neter TV and I'm cooking. They're going to tell you what to do. They'll tell you how not to get fried. Watch this. Again, if you find a debater, because this makes it a person. So one in quarrel, in his moment, that means he cooking. This is how you say he cooking. In moment his. Whenever you in your moment, you cooking. I can't describe that no better. So if he's in his moment, core. Now we was going over this last night. Core pa, but it came out to be something because this was just a hand, and that's why we had to look at the hieratic. This actually didn't turn to be a word, and this is something about your heart. It's going to tell you don't do something, right? Because we coming with this M-bird. But this is under, they're going to say under your hand. Watch this. That's because they couldn't translate it back in the day. They'll say under your hand in the English because we are before them. Look, they say wiser than you. Oh, okay, there you go. We already went to this. So if you find the arguer, one that is well disposed and wiser than you, did we ever show that part yet? Let me see if we show one that is. Let's see if we showed it. See, so here's your word for arguer, and to prove that right here, it should probably say dispute. So this is debate, right? And that's one in argue in his moment, right? Now this is the word that was misleading, and we remember last night it was KRP. That's right. So when we looked at it in the hieratic, well, I don't need to go there. KRP. So now look at what this word is, and then you're going to see the heart after it, right? Having authority. So if you find somebody in this moment, one with a leading mind, well, this is your mind. It's your heart. So he got an authoritative heart. He know what he's doing, bro. Feel me? One more capable than you. Now this is your more than you, right? So we got the look. We got the. I'm gonna show y'all, so y'all can follow along. Look, having authority, but after having authority is the heart. These work together. So if you find one in his moment, don't say having authority in his heart. He confident. He cooking. Now it says, and then this word lets you know because they left it out over here, but it literally says in excellence. It says in excellence. Why do they keep leaving things out? This is why we read the sa.neter for ourselves. This says excellence. If Walter Williams is right, then when I click this, it don't say excellence. He's wrong. How could I do that? Is that a magic trick? So they're going to tell you when you meet a man with that leading, capable mind, first, what did it say? Bend your arms. Well, I don't know if they wanted you to physically to do that gesture. Rest in peace to Walter Williams. I was just talking about those teachings. Right? Bend your arms. Y'all see that? Your arms. This is to bend. Right? To bend. Like, where we gonna mess up? Bend your arms. So that's what you do. But what they mean by bend your arms, I don't know. We could talk about that later. Do they say go like this and do a b-boy stance? And bow down, bend your back. This is another way to say bend. Now check this out. This bend, him or come, is the same at this bend, but you see a S at the back. And if you look at the, I don't think we see this S on the hieratic. So we're looking for Kim. So how you gonna look? Wait. So this is in his moment. This is the op bar. This is in moment his. This is the F snake, right? So let's keep going. If he in this moment, what you supposed to do? So here's our core under, or this is the stuff about the his heart. This is where you start to the M bar, and then we have to in excellence still. This is in excellence with the papyrus roll, to you or something, RK. Regarding you. So they go to arms. So he bending the arms right here. Now, if you want to see what this is the Sakah. This is the KH, right? Let me show y'all. So and I'm going to continue so you can get more of the knowledge and less of the sa.neter. See this KH, you got two A bird and an M bird behind it. Watch that in the hieratic and we'll be able to see if they, because we're eventually trying to get over to where? Well, I already identified all this for us, but let me see where the goal was to get to. Nah, the goal is to get us to, again, I'm going to teach more of the sa.neter on my page. We identified the Sakai and the two arms. That's where we're at right now on the hieratic. But I want to spend a lot of this time for us getting the English, so we can get these teachings. But that's the where we're at right here. Here's the Sakai with the two arms right here. We got the single stroke, and then we got an Uchik with the two strokes, and then we got a K So this is the other word for bowing. It says bow, and then it says like bend. So it was an S after that word. Remember, we was looking to see if they left the S off of it or they injected. And this is your back, okay? So you're supposed to bend your back. What does bend your back mean? Bow down. Now check this out. Even when Ice Cube did the song Bow Down, dude, we still African. You don't have to physically bow down to bow down. So they say literally bend your back, but I'm going to just tell you, bro, I'm telling you just from what I think, I presume I know. You don't got to literally bow down when opponent is in action and he's in his moment and he got a leading mind and he's more capable than you. You don't physically got to bend your arms. You don't literally have to bend your back, but you need to bow down. The way we say it right now as black men today. Fall back, bruh. Like they telling you this. Fall back. Now watch what they're going to tell you your reward will be for just falling back when you know you ain't the one who should be talking at that point. Because you ain't even the thought leader. You don't do the most research on it. Maybe wait till your turn. Now look, don't let your heart be arrogant towards him. That'd be our problem. Here go your don't again. In this instance, because this is the M of negation. You can find this M as a preposition just to mean in most often. But if you want to put this in your notes in this Ptah-Hotep text, it's often used as the M of negation. Now, do it really say this? Don't let your heart be angry toward him. Well, you see this goose or this geese right here? They say Ptah-Hotep. Something about this is going to be about overbearing. Okay, so it don't really even say arrogant because we know the word for arrogant. It's like overbearing heart. What is an overbearing heart? Your overbearing heart towards him. Whatever. Don't get all sad, bro. Just because he got the knowledge and you feel like you want to talk. Now watch this. Because it can create balance for you if you don't do that. See, if you don't let your heart get arrogant, it will create balance for you. Tell me when y'all want to go through the sa.neter. It cannot. I apologize. You know why I saying that? Because this is negation too. So sometimes if I look at the English, I say it can. It cannot create. So let's go back and fix that. Don't let your heart be arrogant towards him because it cannot create balance for you, okay? And this is the negation. This means not, okay? It's a negative word, all right? So that's what we should do. Don't act like that. You don't know, let the man cook. Look. But by not confronting him in this moment of his action, remember he was in his moment. I don't even see his moment on here. This is different. See, they always take it and put it different. Let's read this from the sa.neter. Because this is being confrontational, right? Well, I apologize. And I remember my man taught me this. We was just talking about this. This ain't confrontational. This is to diminish. So I remember they switched it around so you can't look over here, and I just did that egregious mistake. Now this says you diminish. So you can't look over here because they scrambled it all up. You diminish. Now this is words, but that's bad. Peep gang. You diminish bad words. You diminish words bad. I can click it. Since I messed up, somebody might think I don't know what I'm doing. So that's, look, words or to say, right? But if it could be speech. But if this is, you diminish bad speech, right? In not. This is another way to say not, though. But they're going to say entirety. It's either going to be entirety or not. So it's a negative verb. I was right. It's not. So you diminish bad words in not fighting, with not rebelling, with not rebelling. Feel me? So you're going to diminish his words, even if you not wise enough to debate, you diminish the words without rebelling. Don't even say nothing. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Right? The moment says, but to confront the moment of his action, you will humiliate the one who speaks evil. Now we went too far. It cannot create balance for you, but by not confronting him. So look, this is the no, hold on. See, this word was up here. Hold on. I want to see something. Because this wasn't to confront, it means to diminish. Remember? You diminish. What do they say that at? Oh, they say you humiliate the one who speaks evil. See, bad words. See? So they put that way down here. It says you diminish bad words. So they saying that this is a participle, the one who speaks, well, the one who speaks bad, right? In not fighting it in his moment. So if he cooking, don't do it while he in his moment. They don't even say that. They move that all around. But basically, I'm telling you, it works in debate. I always do this. When somebody's spitting their LIPs, come watch my show, bruh. It's my brother Chris Withers always come on and keep me right with the sa.neter. Do y'all ever see me like not breaking this rule? Nah, shut up. All right? So that's just something. Now, because your self-control has compensated for his wealth, this is his wealth of knowledge. But they're giving you game. Let your self-control compensate for the orator's wealth of knowledge. Let it do that. Let your self-control compensate for, because this wealth, he's not talking about money. See, this say things. Why do they be saying wealth, bro? So let's come over here because we just got to read all of this. So now this is just a particle. It's set, but since this is a whole word, it's not a particle because he got his hand to his mouth. So it's a word I don't know. To call upon to reckon, right? Okay, cool. He called upon to reckon in the ignorant things. That don't make sense. He called upon, don't. Okay. It says he calls upon not ignorant things. That don't make sense. Where does it say that over? Oh, he is uneducated. They did that. So they said ignorant, but this just say things. So why are they saying he is uneducated? See, that's things. Trust me, don't always go with the secondary translation. Because I'm showing y'all how even their translations ain't lining up with what they say it means. So he called upon in or by, but this is the ignorance, ignorant things, that is, things that are ignorant. Things that are ignorant, and I don't know this word again, but I should. I'm sorry. To carry or support. That's right. Things that are ignorant, carry or support, and then we got ear. This is what they call, well, I don't know. To control your heart. So it don't even say nothing they were saying over here, really, dog. I mean, controlling your heart, they put that at the beginning. But that's down here. I didn't even see the final part. That's where they got his amounts. They talking about his knowledge, but they say his wealth. So basically, if you meet a man who really knows the subject matter and he's doing really good at the subject, don't find it in your heart to cut his wisdom and try to stop him and just start trying to talk for no reason. Be quiet And your self-control will compensate for his wealth of knowledge. Or else you gonna be called uneducated. Not he will be called. Or it will be called, and they say he will be called uneducated. Else they're gonna call you uneducated. The he is you. You see, they say he's uneducated. He don't know nothing. Now, here's a different one. That was that maxim as far as this still is about debate. But here's a different one. Because that's when you met a man who knew what he was talking about. And he was far superior to you in the subject matter. Ancient Egypt tells us to fall back. But here's a different scenario. Let's go do something from the hieratic, because it's going to help you identify it in the hieratic. Well, no, forget it. It's going to take too long with the show. If find you one arguing in moment is. Now this says me too. So that kind of means exact. He's equal to you. Me too. So he's equal to you. That which is, this is relative to, equal to you. That in, I forgot what this word, and I keep looking up this word. He equal to you though. So he ain't superior to you. Oh, he are the same rank. See, equal. Well, this say equal to. It says like you. It's like you. The same as. See, it says equal. The same as. So he's the same as you. He's equal in, what is he equal to you? Oh, no. This was the equal. That, so he's that in. This is basically a relative. The one who is equal to you, see, is a relative pronoun. So it's like the one who's equal to you. Now what it say to do with your arms? What? I'm trying to peek over here because I see some arms. Oh no, this ain't arms. This is the relative form of deep, or this is a different part to you give. Now you're supposed to give a form of excellence, your excellence. Do y'all hear that? You're supposed to give, you are one who gives your forms of excellence, your excellence to him. Wow. Give him the business. Now, I'm just saying, if y'all equal and y'all in debate, yeah, bruh, even the sa.neter say, give them your excellence. Do what you can, bro. Like cook. Let's repeat that. You can see it because this, when I click this is just going to change. When I click it, it probably will have an R on top of an arm with a bread loaf because that verb is in it. See, this is the same thing. You got the R over just the bread loaf without the arm. Reason why? Because this is the infinitive of the verb. This is the generic state. To give, to let, to cause, to allow, right? But if you see it in this state, DD, you know that it changed verb categories, right? It's not two arms. This is you are one who gives, right? Now it says a form because this ain't change. This is also an occurrence. This could be an occurrence of your excellence. So it's like give an occurrence of your excellence. We know Kepler as many things, but when you read the text, you learn to know it as more things. To occur. You can't say your excellence is going to come into being right in the middle of the debate. That's what y'all be thinking. Y'all be just thinking, y'all read this wrong and think your excellence going to come into being all in the middle of the debate. No. You need to show an occurrence of your excellence. Your excellence. Do I have to click every word? Huh? Oh, no. No, I don't need to debate Jabari, not at all. No way. I'm a Magi Archer. All right? Now check this out. This is just silence. So what they're talking about, girl. So we got to read our own way. Where it say silence, it do say silence. Now, but peep gang, let's read theirs and then read ours. When you meet an opponent in action, literally in his moment, someone who is your own caliber, dog, he's not just better than you. This is fair. Who is on your level. Let your superiority or literally your ability arise over him, namely by remaining silent. Oh, when as long as he is about to speak evil. So first and foremost, remember that part. We had not even got to that yet. And let's see if that's what it really say. Trick that. If now let's step it up. I don't like seeing their translations on the screen. It messed me up. So it's like if find you. Y'all remember this word? Well, this is a DJ. This is a A. This is a Y. How do you say DJ? Jai-sa. But it's probably Jai-su. Jai-sa is to quarrel with people. So if find you, quarrel, but that's a person. One quarreling in moment his. If you want me to click any of these words to prove it says this, just say click that word. In moment his, one, he's kind of just like you, because this root means me. But this is a to suffix on me. So it literally says like you, bro. But then it says you again. So it's like one like you. One like you. One like you. That is, so this is relative. So it's going to say something to describe the one like you. One who is in, and I keep forgetting this word. It is reminet. Okay. See, there it go right there, but that's not helping me. Reminet, what does it mean again? We're going to click it. Well, first, let me close some of these screens, because eventually I'm going to mess up the show by having too many screens open. Who remember what reminet mean in the chat? To offer? No, it's not to offer. So the root min means to establish or to. I can't figure this out, so I'm gonna just click it. I apologize. I got to. I'm apologizing to myself because I'm supposed to remember this. Oh, of the same rank. Yep. So he is that which is of the same rank, or not in the same rank as you. Remember, you give a form of your excellence to him in silence. It's a fact that this is not upon, no, that ain't upon words. This is here plus an infinitive. So it is a fact that he's speaking, or if he's speaking, not if, no, this is not if. He is speaking bad. But they put this, see, now they don't know the grammar. Because they did say if. But this is a statement of fact. So he's speaking bad, so this got to continue. Well, he's speaking very bad. Damn. This is bad, but this is So that's great. So it's like, so y'all equal people, but they say be quiet because he's speaking bad right at the moment, right? Now what do we got? I don't know this word. Wafa. Oh, wafa? What is wafa? I don't know wafa. It's not a good thing, though. So what is wafa going to be? To discuss and support. It is a good thing. That's a different sparrow bar. So this is that same one. So to discuss by, these are those who listen. So he's saying, okay, he's basically saying it's going to be talked about by the people who hear his bad words. Remember, his very bad words. It'll be talked about by those who listen. Sejemu. Those who listen. Name, your name? Huh? Your name? Wait a minute. For those who obey, those who heard your name. Okay. Okay, so those who heard your name. So what is they saying? Well, let's look at the English to see how that lined up. If you find an arguer, one who's well, that's wiser than you. Here go the one we're on. If you find an arguer talking, thy fellow, that is within thy reach, it don't say all that. Keep not silent when he says aught that is evil. Now he says, keep not, don't be silent, okay? They might be right. I think they're saying don't be silent. Because what I might have made a mistake of looking at a preposition. See, they saying don't be silent. So let me show you something about the grammar. And this is probably like on the last level, but if you study sa.neter, it's cool. How did I make that mistake? You also have to think introspectively and correct yourself. Check it out. I know how I make the mistake. All intermediate and amateurs is gonna make that mistake, but I should probably not make it. But what happened here is this is what's happening grammatically. This is a preposition. Now, to be silent, see if I click this, it's going to say to be silent. Why? Oh, let's say silence. So let's see if they're calling this a noun. But see, all nouns, if you learn the sa.neter, nouns come from verbs. Just since they're calling it a noun, I'm going to let them do it. So then they're going to make this stay a preposition. How we understand this is silence, the thing that the action of being silent causes, right? So we're not having M plus an infinitive verb, which would be like to be silent. That is a mistake that you can make. And then you would say, you would not negate this silence. What's happening here is something I pointed out earlier that I said I shouldn't make this mistake. Normally when we encounter an M by itself, it would be a preposition. And I just seen it as a preposition. Then I seen this as an infinitive verb, to be silent. If you see M, see this is, I'll teach how I should have remembered this. If you see M plus a noun, then it is the preposition, because the prepositions join nouns. This is a suffix pronoun, he, so it's fine to have a preposition after it going into another noun. Silence, in silence. But that ain't right. You would have been right in every other text, because this text employs what is known as the M of negation. Therefore, what falls after this M is negated. How do you negate silence? You really can't. Not silent. Instead, it's perspective, looking into the future. Don't be silent. Okay? So I'm glad y'all allowed me to correct that. Don't be silent. This is an M of negation. Don't be silent. So now let's go back. What you supposed to do? When you meet an opponent in action in this moment, someone of your caliber who is on a level, then you let your superiority arise over him by, see, they messed that up, by remaining silent. What? Okay, this is what's happening. Now I can show you that this is a well-qualified mistake, because the TLA argues that you should be quiet. I got another one that's even better than this one, to where the translation, you need to see what Ptah-Hotep told you to do. And both of the scholars are qualified in their translations, because the M could be by, wait. This M could be by or in silence. It is a fact he is speaking bad words. So they like when he's speaking bad words. Very bad words. Right? That's crazy. So now I'm going to do, now that we see, so let me show you the clear dispute. Right? They're saying it says, you're supposed to be quiet. You go to this translation, what does it say? Keep not silent. You see what they don't even know if this is the M of negation or not. So this scholar says, don't be silent. He thinks it's the M of negation. And this scholar at the TLA, they think it's the prepositional M, and they're saying by. See that? So now that's our work to do. If you ever wondered why we read the sa.neter and thought it wasn't no work to do, that's a fine example of it. And we'll sit in the back chat trying to figure out what is intended here. But I can tell you what I think is intended here. If as much as they use the M of negation in this one, this is not an M of negation. So either could be qualified, dog. And that's crazy. I'm going with don't be silent. Because the way I'm reading it and the way it resonated with me, they told you to let your superiority shine. So how you going to let it shine by being silent if y'all are equal? But then if he's speaking evil, then you don't want to join in on that. So this is, again, hey, that's why we got people who focus on this and try to show, even I just illustrated contradictions between the scholars, what they think is said. But the one we'll get to will be even better than that one. They tell you here there's a great deal of talk or applause or disapproval from the audience, but it really, this is where it says, they saying it's great disapproval. What is great shouldn't be starting off a sentence. Right? And so this is probably an adjective on the bad to say very bad. Very bad. If this was the adjective starting a sentence like greatness, they would have probably put it in a different form, maybe with a T. Right? Because great is an adjective. If it's starting a sentence, it shouldn't be adjective. It should be nominalized. So they'd probably change it to greatness or some way that great could be a noun. Great describes something, like a great deal. So anyway, they say that it'll be a great deal of talk or applause from the audience. But they trying to make you think that if you don't say nothing, you're going to get... It really say those who listen, they're going to... Look, this was to discuss or support. So you're going to get support by those who listen, listeners. They say judges or listeners. So if you don't, you can say what that say for you. But your reputation is known in the consciousness literally of the high officials. Well, if they're speaking towards your reputation, it's going to be known well. You probably defended well by articulating in good words. That's how I'm reading that. Here's another situation that we should not take advantage of. And then I'm just going to break and see if somebody in the chat or whatever want to do whatever we got to do. But peep gang, if I can take the English off the screen, but it helps y'all. This is to find, they saying meet. If you find, this is a debater again, so they left that out. They just say an opponent. This is not an opponent. This is just somebody quarreling. This is not the way you say an opponent. Oh, look, when I click it, it should not say opponent, dog. See? They say opposition, so they could make that opponent. But it's like they argue, somebody in debate, a disputant. That's best for that. Because they got the man behind it. Now, this one, the category of the word got a determinative with the hand to the mouth. So you know it's about orator, but then it's a man doing it. In his moment again. Now, every time they hit with you with, if you find him in his moment, it looked like you got a don't after that. Don't. And this is like getting all jealous or something. Or wretched. No, I messed up. So this is, it don't say don't, wretched man. They saying not your equal. So he's not. This not working because the natural equal is down here. So let me just work on this because they leaving things out over here. Y'all clearly seen it says something about a wretched man. So it says in his moment, in, oh, they say he weak. Oh yeah, he weak. Somebody intellectually or socially weak. So this is how this person is different than you. Now, y'all know when we come on the show and cats come give you their erroneous corrections or they be saying just some dumb stuff and they're intellectually weak, this going to tell you what to do. It's not going to say act all arrogant. So if find you a debater, though, he's still debating or debating one, and he in his moment, he think he cooking, right? But he is less than you mentally. He's so mentally weak. Don't do what? This is just a particle. It's not really holding no meaning, but you find it in when they use negation a lot. Now, it says don't, and then you got to skip. Oh, not is not don't. You can negate things different ways. Not like you. He is not like you. Look, they not like us, but not the same as. You can't make this up. Not the same as you. So he's a feeble man, and he not like you, bro. Then tell you this is the coldest one ever, and I'm gonna stop on this one because this one I'm gonna start frying you fools. I've been saying, no, I'm not going to debate. No, I'm not going to do this. Nope. I read this, and I said, okay, it's telling me to go fry them pathetic, incapable clowns. That's part of my art, too. But there's a lot about humility that we got to continue to read. Now, it's people disseminate bad information that could be harmful to a community. So if you go into this and leave this alone, because they're going to say, who's not your equal, don't let your heart rage against him. Let's see if there's a contradiction for this one. See, they disagree on the M of negation here, but they seem to agree here. They say, be not scornful towards him because he's lowly. But let me show you something. And I know the ancient Egyptians knew this too. This is why they use the M of negation here, because you can read this M in either way. And what it's going to tell you is spit fire on that fool. But watch, let me show you. You're going to be like, that is crazy. So if find you a debater in his moment, as a feeble man, not the same as you. Now they say don't, because they calling this, follow me, and then we're going to end this. They say don't. If there was supposed to be a pause said, then pause for you. I can't even remember nothing pause worthy. I don't be thinking like that. Right? Now, this right here, again, we dealing with this. This is an M, which could be a preposition after a suffix pronoun, right? So they can say, not like you, in. It don't make sense. So they saying it says don't. Now look at what this word means. It's aj, right? Check out this word. It means to shoot fire. I told y'all. But they're saying it says don't be aggressive or don't be angry. But now I want to show you something else. Right? If this, see, angry, look at this. They're going to give it to us like a verb, right? So we got something called M. Hey, Sam, I'm going to end on this for a minute, and then we can let people in or cook some more. But we got something called M plus the infinitive in ancient Egyptian grammar, right? Let me take y'all to Hulk real quick. Now, peep gang. It's not just M plus verbs of motion or motion in progress, but look at aggressiveness as immediate action. You cannot look at aggressiveness at nothing else but immediate action, right? How you gonna be aggressive and then wait? Aggressive people do shit quick all up in your face. That's what aggressive is. So if you have M plus a verb of immediate action, can I ask y'all, is a verb aggressive a verb of immediate action? Yes. Come on, dog. So then let's go back to the text. This is M plus a verb of immediate action. Now let's look at what happens there. In the grammar book, right? Verbs of motion, we ain't dealing with that. Are certain intransient verbs to become, to come can be used in a similar construct. The preposition use of M rather than here is most often used, but both are used. Besides conveying the notion of motion in progress, the construct M plus the infinitive can mean going to, be about to, right? Or be on point of whatever that verb is. That verb is aggressive. It's telling you if somebody, bro, trying to debate you and they intellectually, socially weak and they not your equal. Now they say don't let your heart rage against you. I just showed you how we can read this as an M plus an infinitive, which would make you do the immediate action of becoming aggressive. Get on their head. Now let's keep reading. Your heart. So this is just basically like be mindful in your head, be aggressive basically, because your heart is your mind. Towards him, dog. To him. Now you want to read that? They can say that no, this is an M of negation. Don't be aggressive in your heart towards him. This is why we read the text for ourselves as Magi archers, so we can see what it's really saying. And I'm an archer. It's telling you to spit that fire because it calling right here wretched again. It say do it against, watch this, against. Now they say win. Everybody who know this word can also mean against, right? So this is why I translate, and let me show you. I don't have to show you. I'm going to use win because it still say when he is wretched. So why would it tell you not to spit fire when he wretched? Well, let's see. This is wretched, to be weak. This is Hesse, right? When he's weak. He weak, bro. He weak. He weak. Hesief. So when he weak. Now, maybe I'm being harsh, so let's keep reading. Let him. Now, they try to make this an idiom, but it literally tell you to put him in the ground, bruh. Now, me and the archers was reading this last night as chalk it to the game, but he's not saying that. Look, this say, I want y'all to see what it say, and you tell me if they telling you not to body this fool. Give, right? This is going to be him. He, him, or it. So we clearly see give it to blood. Give it to what? The ground, bruh. It is him. Body that fool. Put him in the dirt. Somebody tell me they don't say that. I just clicked every word for everybody. It's not saying kill him. It's saying kill that nonsense. Why, if it wanted you to be silent and not aggressive here, how was you going to literally put him in the dirt? They say so that he will punish himself. They say literally put him on the ground. I just clicked it, right? He's fighting himself. No, this is himself. To him, his fight to him himself. So he'll fight with him. Let him fight with himself. Now, you can now this says don't speak to him, so that I will go with this. Don't address him. See? Don't address, question, or greet. It don't necessarily say don't speak to him. Don't address him to do what? And they say until, because this could be temporal. Until, I don't know this word. To be light, so you enlighten your heart. So y'all can take that any way y'all want to take it. So I'm going to stop sharing for right now. It's way more to that. But just for the simple things that we do, debating all day, right? I'm going to take it outside of the realm of that. Brothers and sisters, we fight, we quarrel. We let the person who should be talking get over-talked because he don't even got the proper status instead of what we should be doing, right? And I'm not saying spit fire on fools, but I think we should be killing that nonsense too, right? There's a lot more good, better instruction in this Ptah-Hotep. All I simply was reading from was how we quarrel amongst each other. And some of the times when we should just fall back and be quiet. They continue to teach us about the humility and the aspects of what we gain from showing this humility, right? But I'm just stopping right now to see if there's any words, questions, and people want to. I like doing workshops. So if people want to join in, click the link, tap in, we're going to keep it cooking. It's nothing.
All right. I'm going to say peace to Easy Bands, man. Easy Bands. I thought I was going to run you away. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you ain't run away. You know, it's all right. Shout out to my brother, Commissioner Depp. Commissioner Depp in the building. Anybody want to come up and y'all can ask some questions? It's the time. The time is now to ask Smash Rockwell some questions.
We could just build and keep going. Yeah, we could build if they want questions, whatever. It's all love. Hit the link just to kick it. It's nothing.
There you go. Dr. Reggie is in the building. I see Reggie. Great talk. Come on in here, Reggie. Come on and talk to the brother.
Now,
today is his birthday, Reggie. You can come on in and talk to the brother.
Oh, yeah. Come kick it, y'all. What's up? Hey, so next, I ain't going to do too much longer, but this text about how to treat a woman in here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm talking about from 4,000 years ago, Africans telling you what to do, right? And we're going to touch on that after we let, if people get the link.
You know what I would like to see you do a presentation on, Smash?
What's that?
Because the Israelites always talking about how they got rules and laws to go by as though the Kemetic don't have laws and all of that, you know? So
well, you know what?
I need you to drop that, man. Drop the law.
I'll put it in that format, but a lot of this indeed is just instruction from man to man. It ain't even coming from the Neters. They said they got these instructions from the ancestors who spoke to the Neters in past times, right? But yeah, I'll definitely put that together. I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. We just at the beginning of it. And so right now, I've got something on the screen that says, you shall not devise a treacherous plan amongst the people. Like, don't even come with that wickedness or that treacherous. In a similar way, the God punishes with the deception are similar. So they're like, if you come up with a treacherous plan, the Neter is going to come up with a treacherous plan against you. Right? But anyway, I notice it'd be a lack of link clicking when we cooking like this, huh?
Yeah.
What that be? It been like that since high school. If I get my orator on shower, they know my brother. I know my brother's gonna come. And hey, if some archers out there slide through, we good. Some of the people who teach me can fall through. You feel me? Peace to Brother Reggie, one of my savers.
Yo, Bands, come on through, Bands. Don't be afraid, man. We know it's all right. Go ahead, Dr. Reggie. You got anything you would like to discuss or add on to?
Yeah, I think my mic is open, so let me close my mic. Yeah, so that's it. Well, first thing I want to say is a piece of you, sa.neter. Great show. Second, Smash Rockwell, great job, and happy birthday to you, Earth Day to you.
Oh,
Z,
shout out to my man Black Sage in the audience. I ain't see you, brother. My bad. Shout out to Black Sage. I
yeah,
was hoping you don't run away either. Peace to you, brother.
yeah, Smash. He's done something really great. He's done it in the English. He's done it in the meta-nature. He's done uh, the, uh, the the temple version, and he's done it in hieratic. And he's also put in commentary, and it should help our people to go to know that they can go back to Africa where these things were done independent of a creator, independent of a God, for their community, and gave us their best thoughts at that time. Many of these thoughts, believe it or not, they find themselves in places where you didn't know. For example, uh, Machiavelli teachings, or the teachings of Kedi to Marikari. Uh, so there has been papers written line by line, basically that what Machiavelli said, Kedi said line by line. And then there's other texts like Amenhotep, where you can see versions of the Bible written line by line to Amenhotep, right? But we won't know this until we have people who study the language who can show this. And there's always some quibble on interpretations and commentaries, but the fact of the matter is you would have to know the language to even be in that. And so what Smash can do is he could take his presentation to the European or the Western experts. And I think that I know that Smash will fare well. We have a person who appears once in a while. His name is Gentleman Kekere. He doesn't appear so much on our channels, but he's been able to take our work to the Egyptological conferences, and he has done three: one with Asar, two with Asar, and one with Archie. And one I went down to Boston to see him, where he presented at the Asar conference. So Europeans are very interested, believe it or not, in our work. Um, and what we find is that many of them have not reviewed a lot of this material, right? And as Smash was pointing out, because they haven't really reviewed it, there could be different commentary. So shout out to Smash Rockwell, of course. He's done the work. I've known his work for many years, and that's why I sought him out for Coming on Trial, and he came on sa.neter's couch in person and live many years ago, before Coming on Trial, and then we got him on Coming on Trial. And so he's been part of the family. He's been a leader in the family because my meta-nature is beginner to medium sometimes, but Smash's meta-nature even 15 years ago was really great. Now he has even more skills, certainly with the hieratic, and so it's great that we could and so now we again there's a lot of stuff in the chat, and I got to get out of the chat. Um, Things that people are saying. I've brought people to this channel to assist sa.neter. I've literally gotten professors, I mean PhDs. I've literally done that. I didn't say, oh, I was trying. I actually did that, right? And but I also got regular, not good scholars from my community: Smash, Asar and Ka, Brother Fortune. lots of people, I got them young, smart people into the to try their hand. But Smash is one of the and also when people hadn't seen Ankh until Kimmel on Trial. Kimmel on Trial, we saw Ankh in the flesh. We saw him on videos and stuff like that. But if you was in the audience, you saw Smash Rockwell, and also saw Imhotep because he was part of the Amin Ra squad. So we got them physically on the platform. Anybody that says that I haven't done anything for the platform is crazy. Anybody says that I got hate and bitterness for somebody, you're young. I'm 60 years old. I mean, I've served the platform like I've served my own elders. But that's what I want to say right now.
Word up. Peace to Elder Suntan and Commission.
Peace, my brother Smash. You're always on point. Keep it up. Keep it up, Commission. You know you the man. And brother Reggie, I don't even have to say nothing. Your words speak for themselves. That's all I gotta say. And your work, you ain't really got to. I find you, Reggie, trying to explain a lot of times, and I'm gonna put it like this. I would say it's teaching these younger people. I wouldn't say explain, I would say teaching. Because you set up a format which you had to travel to get to where you at. You understand? So they want to figure, well, Reggie always want this and Reggie want this. What Reggie wants you to do is learn. That's all Reggie wants you to do. And he wants you to, you don't even mind if somebody parrots you long as they doing it the right way and adding to it. So I get off of that. And I hope, did any one of y'all see that debate yesterday, Smash? Did you see it? With did you, Reggie?
No, what debate?
With Inky and that what was that? Was that a rerun, Si?
Yeah, that was old. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was old.
It wasn't old. It's in this year.
Yeah. I must have missed out somewhere because I'm looking for after parties. I'm all out the loop, man. Saturday, go to the after party. I'm all like, and I just want to say this to Inky anyway, just for me rewatching that Reggie beat him, and he beat him because Inky sat there and tried to make an assertion that Unc didn't make, and he stood on it and stayed on it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make a clip of it. And I went, when Sky get ready, I just want to show it just because Inky I was kind of rocking with him, but I can't rock with him when he trying not to put the real information out there. He did a good presentation. His information was correct, but it wasn't on topic, Reggie. So he kind of, screwed up and tried to get people to, I know, try to deal with it, but soon as I get there, I hope Inky in the bushes somewhere because, like I said, I want to to present this right here. I'm going to read it, Reggie, in Commission, and y'all to know what I'm talking about because he kept saying that Inky kept saying that
all respect, we ain't even talking about that right now.
Huh?
So we about to go in a presentation about that.
No, hell no. I was just trying to shoot it in. You go and do y'all thing, man. I was just, they be in the book. Hey, Smash, let me say something crazy. We can go on with the show. These dudes had a debate, Inky and Unc, not too long ago, right? And do you know, everybody chose Inky, even I did because of the presentation and stuff like that. Man, these two dudes, Smash, they didn't let that shit go. I mean, they didn't let it go, man. So I just wanted to, because I kind of said Inky won, because Inky went straight to the information, was kind of off topic. And, he was on his own topic teaching. So Inky didn't really win after I did my research. So I just want Inky to know that. So whatever y'all doing, let's do it, because I'm with the comedic stuff. So let's go. We got the best here. We got Commission, Reggie, and Smash. I'm all ears.
Peace to the brothers on the panel. Happy Manifestation Day, Smash. And we look
I
forward to
appreciate you. Thanks for that, brother. Good. Appreciate that.
yes, sir. And we look for many more, as you rotate
Oh,
like
yes,
that
sir.
confesh,
Yes, sir.
brother.
Yeah, I
Around
had to
that.
start back jogging and doing all the good things at 51, man. I'm out here, so it's good.
Nothing wrong with that, brother. And I just, wanted to make a statement. And I'm saying this, in regards to dealing with the community.
Right.
And we give honors to you, brother, for trying to correct certain measures in the methodology that you work under. And when I say that, I don't say that to be facetious or funny, because we know that most of the people that's dealing with the concept of, the sa.neter, they dealing with what I call Champollion's methodology, and I say that, to push our people that are studying, and we give honors to you for showing the facsimile, because a lot of our people don't know what a facsimile is. That's basically the hieratic itself. And literary text is normally referred to by the scholars as what they call, hieroglyphs. Even though that's a Greek word, we call it sa.neter. And it's a lot of work that got to be put in, because most of our people don't know the original documents that need to really be studied. And we've been so used to using the present methodology of Egyptology of the Europeans to where it throw people off. And that's why you have to go into the text and try to correct this and correct that. And you got brothers arguing over different things, going back and forth, because some of our people, that's all they know. So when I say what I say, when I say that the sa.neter wasn't deciphered according to the ancestors, that's what I mentioned. I'm not speaking on the aspect, and all of us know that by now. Even when our brother Walter Williams was saying it, he was actually knowledgeable of the difference between what we call Medu-Ray Incomet. Some people like to say Rodney Comet. Medu-Ray Incomet is called the language of the Egyptian, the actual language of the Egyptians. Whereas sa.neter, some people translate it as the language of God or divine words, whatever they do. But see, people argue even over that, based upon whether you're dealing with what we call an atheist mindset or a creationist mindset, because we got both mindsets in the Kemetic community, just like any other community. And that's why you have these arguments, even with the concept of is the netters real? Mm-hmm. And the reason why people don't know that literally the Egyptians were depicting themselves, when they were depicting themselves with the head of the lion or the head of the ox. However, a lot of people don't know this is African practice of mask wearing. See, a lot of these things were masks that they had created and put over themselves. Not saying that there was a literal head of a lion on them. Even today in Africa, it's totemism, animism. That's in Kemet. So people not having a knowledge of that history, they don't comprehend that. So they was depicting themselves as being the netters, at least the powers, embodying the power, so to speak.
Right.
And that's what people have lost when it comes to the religious concept. Like my religious concept of Allah ain't the same as an Orthodox Muslim, because I believe, Allah is a state of being, and I can embody that. In other words, I call that assuming the God form. And that's how the ancient Comedians believed. They didn't believe in gods, worshiping gods outside of themselves. They believed they was the gods. And so once you understand that, I think all of our people need to correct their belief system. I'm talking about the people that's saying they Kemetic and the people that are not Kemetic, but they got to trace it back to Kemet, so to speak. You know what I mean? Everybody got to give homage to Kemet. Islam have to give homage to Kemet. I did a presentation on the actual glyph of Allah, which is Kinti-Neteru. It's the actual same glyph that the Arabs took to make the name Allah. And people don't, and this is in the hieratic now, which you see as 3 flags. That term Neteru, Kinti-Neteru, actually means the foremost of the gods, and it was demonstrated during the time of Akhenaten, during his period. So truth be told, some people say Akhenaten practice what we call henotheism. You know, that ain't nothing more than just saying he embodied the attributes, you know, that he gave honors to. You know, so some people would say monotheism, but that's saying that he pretty much brought everything together under the concept of the worship of the Aten. You know, so we say that he was the precursor to these so-called Abrahamic faiths, you know, when it comes to producing God. But sa.neter meant that the priest or the God man embodied the principle. So if it was, let's just say love, I teach this to my Moorish king. Love is abstract, bro. Until somebody actually embodies. You can say love all you want to, but until two people come together, whether it be two spouses or it be a brother, you know, with his brother, you know, they got love for each other, it's really abstract. You know, if you say truth, peace, you can say truth, peace, freedom, but even truth, peace, and freedom is abstract until somebody can embody that. And so once we understand that, we won't be arguing with each other based on neter, and so forth and so on. And then my methodology in vetting words, and I'm gonna land my plane right here. My methodology in vetting any word is that I go into the language of our ancestors, because if we know it or not, a lot of words that's in Arabic, in Hebrew, and other African languages, they have connections to each other. And that's how I become sure that words are what they are, as opposed to just looking at, and I love the Vigus, you know, these different dictionaries, you know, but Vigus is one of my favorite because it got, you know, it got most of the information in it, but you got to have your own mindset and go search the language of the Akan people. Go search the language of the Khoi, because they're the most ancient people. And scientists right now speaking of the Khoisan people, you know, as being a link as it relates to, you know, the true common ancestor of the people. But you know, they got one of the oldest languages it is. So we have to go back, and that's a work that ain't nobody did. We got to go back and start mapping the words to these things, because we know the Europeans came up with the concept of mapping these things to Greek. And this is all I be arguing with to our family, that yeah, that methodology came up in the 19th century. But the ancient Egyptians would not understand that, because 4,500 years ago, for example, they didn't have that same alphabet chart, or the Rosetta Stone hadn't existed. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it's all good, brother. We give honors to what you brought forth. And I'm actually writing my work now, because we also know ain't nobody had no methodology on how to deal with the hieratic. And I'm going to show our family, you know, we give honors to you because you pointed out some things. They ain't never did this. The Europeans ain't never really did it, but it's a methodology that I found. You got to be able to identify, you know, what we call ligatures. You know what I mean? People don't know a ligature consists of letters that got 3.
I know exactly what you mean, and that's really
what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that. If anybody start working on that hieratic, those ligatures is the key. I just wanted to chime in. Keep going.
But once you learn the actual alphabet, you know, you got it. You learn that, you know, the 24 letters, you good, but you just got to know that when you see a ligature, how they actually represent, you know, separations, like your commas. We won't use the term commas or periods, but you can see what words are separated and they say a certain thing. You know what I mean? But we just got to give our own interpretation to the words. And I say that even when it comes to the Arabic. Our people that study the Quran we need a translation coming from our people. You know what I mean? And stop depending on Yusuf Ali. The people that say they study in the Bible and they believe in Hebrew, do your own translation, because these Europeans done slayed all these books.
That's
why you got them.
Let's pass the mic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me say this and I'm done. So.
Go ahead.
These Europeans have butchered all these texts. And that's why you got people saying, look at this homosexual stuff in the Kemet. That's a European interpretation. Are they saying, look at this stuff in the biblical? That's the European interpretation. If you really love what you say you love, translate your own book. I'm done.
All right. Man, what's up, man?
Hey, so I just want to say this, and this kind of piggy-tailing with Kamish, and I want Reggie.
Piggy-tailing?
Pig-tailing, you know what I mean? That's
I know what you mean. Pig.
Yeah,
Helen,
I
okay,
don't
go
know.
ahead.
Huh?
I know you was in that Christian thing for a minute.
No, no,
So
no,
go
no, no.
ahead and piggyback, brother. Pigtail, go ahead.
Okay, listen, this here go my thing, and it strongly is what commission is talking about. Because I got a presentation that I'm working on, been working on it for months, that's out of sight. And commission, and at first, this was something that I had put for that Inky and the Inky and Unk thing, man. Inky was dead wrong side because there's no true, complete scientific theory. But that ain't what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about now, and I want commission to answer Smash and Reggie. Like Commission was saying, a lot of our information has been, I'm going to be real quick about it, been tampered with by the Europeans. So I want to ask y'all that, starting back even from the Ethiopian Bible, even toward the Torah, all of this stuff. Hey guys, is this stuff European, or did people look like us started writing first? Because all of our people now, like just like Commission said, it's pigtailing off where you got to listen to the scripture, you got to do this and that, but they don't understand that the scripture's been Europeanized. And I'm going way back, man. So Reggie, and to Smash, and to Commission, I beg of you guys to put something out, because y'all deeper studies than me. As I just said, I was on the Christian boat for a long time. So I want to know that, is any of this right in them first books? Is it any of the people look like us, or is it all, did it start off European? And when did we ever start writing? Who is Herodotus? Who cares about Herodotus and all of these European scholars that put all this information out here in the script? Where do people like us fit in, Smash, Reggie, and Commission? Where do actually you guys, where do we fit in? Because I'm telling you, we got people arguing. What you shaking your head for? I need to know. Correct.
I'm shaking my head because you way off of what the presentation was about.
I know, but this is a question that I need to know, because it's helping me for my study. Then get back to the presentation, because I just need to know that. Can anybody answer that question? And let's get back to the presentation, because I'm not here to derail nothing.
Go ahead, brother.
Do anybody?
Dr. Reggie, you want to answer that?
Yeah. Okay. So before the formal metal, as we know it, the hieroglyphs, the Africans sketched in cave art, and then they put their thinking in rock etchings, and then there was a period where they put it on pottery, and first they kind of noted in the wet clay. Then they moved on to drawing on the pottery, and we can see it in Nakata 3, 2, 1. And we can, from there, we can see the basis of ligatures. So
Hold on for 1 minute, Dr. Reggie. And my brother, Elder Suntan defense, y'all saying get him off the mic, sir. Stop telling me what to do, man. I don't listen to you. That's number one. Number two, he got the courage and the heart to come up here to ask a question. You hide behind the scene. I've never seen you get up here and ask a question. So stop telling someone to get off the mic when your ass is scared to get on the mic. That's number three. So Suntan is always welcome to get on the mic, whether we agree or anybody agree with him or not. He's not afraid to come up here and show himself without hiding behind the avatar. See? So when you get the heart and the courage to come up here, then you can talk your talk. But until then, stay your ass in the background and keep your slide comments to yourself. Go ahead, Dr. Reggie.
Yeah. So what we have is the early usage of the kind of pen construction within the within the painting of the vases, the writing on the vases. And I was just I'm going to try to bring up one of those vases so that you can see. Okay, so let's bring this up. So, but what Smash was doing, because I don't want to lose the point of what Smash was doing, was showing us in the African culture how people dealt with morality on a very, very high level. And and then saying that, well, some of this stuff we actually have to do commentary on, right? The meta-nature has been deciphered. The translations are the problem. So I'm sharing my screen. You have something on this.
Yeah, I'm about to. I'll get it off.
Okay. So the African began. This is writing before writing. And in here, you begin to see the beginning of their usage of the pen and some marks that will later be writing. For example, this thing right here is the netter, right? It's the netter. On top of it is a netter, right? Probably the storm netter, but we have to check. But this is the hieratic form of the netter at this time period. And so you see the beginning of this, and over here are more scripts, and then down here, these things, they just look like leaves, but they are also how can I say, they may be suffixes, and I can explain that in another point. But getting back, I'll stop sharing screen. So what Smash has allowed us to do, let me stop sharing my screen, so sorry. I don't know where to, okay, stop sharing. So what Smash was allowing us to do is to take in one of the most important kind of like didactic scripts, meaning they're not religious, they are instructions, and allow us to see what their thinking is, and to say that we don't need religion. Can we apply those things to the black, to our people? And we have good rationale because it shouldn't interfere, because there's no God related to this. I'm sorry about the wind in my house. There's no God, there's no religion. It's just simply, does what he said, is it practical? Is it practical independent of religion? So Smash could talk more about it. I just want to show you and demonstrate to you the use, the early usage of what he was showing, which was the hieratic to the Medu-Neter to the English. But that's all I want to comment at this point.
Can we share the screen, sir? Or what's up?
Yeah, hold up. Let me get this last one real quick. Easy Bands. Easy Bands is a Christian. He probably got have an interesting question for you or statement. Easy Band is on you, brother.
Salute, brother. Salute to everybody on the panel. Brother Smash Rockwell, I've watched you do your thing before. Very impressive as usual. But I just wanted to ask you, just for clarification, because I'm not really sure where you stand on this. Do you believe that the netters are real and actual?
Like me and you, like you could touch them, tangible? I don't think the netters were tangible beings. I don't think they were tangible beings. But when you say real, I think they were real elements and properties. You know, the netters that we see anthropomorphized, that the beings like Kepler, a person with the Kepler head. That's just my stance. I'm not saying it with any authority, but from what I researched, I don't think that they were beings. Now, we do have interactions with the netters that you have with a physical being. They supposedly, this teaching today supposedly came from the netters. The netters supposedly taught this to the ancestors, who taught it to their successors. And so you see what I'm saying? It's something there for people who want to make the argument that they looked at them, then they would have to make their hypothesis work. There's probably a lot of holes in the hypothesis if you're trying to make them be tangible, physical beings. But I mean, since we all should just be humble and, you know, I'm just saying, like, ain't none of us really no authority on it, right? And so we should just show what we got, what our evidence is that supports our claims, and we can see who hypothesis is the best.
There you go.
So you
Now, I
believe
just want to share this one real quick because I'm telling you how much game we could pick up from ancient times, and we ain't got to go into meta. If someone wants us to, we will. But just for what they said, it was someone who betrays his relatives is the pathetic type who lacks what the speech brought about. Now, the speech they're talking about here with the Medu, what the speech brung, you can see what the speech brung. But they talking about these overall lessons that he talking about. But just right there, how many people you know sold crack to their own family? Stuff like that. Where the ancient Egyptian text would have told them someone who betrays his relatives is the pathetic type. Period. But I'm going to share a little bit more. I'm going to skip this one. Check out what they're telling us to do for the young men. If you are able to do so, well, I'm sorry. They telling you to buy a house. Look, if you're able to do so, then you should establish your own household. All right, now check it out. And then you shall love your wife in the proper way. We already know my root is love. You love, and then go to wife, your wife. You love your wife, and they saying this is, remember the correct method that we was talking about? So we go back to the Ptah-Hotep, it'll be down here, said with the method. That's why they say the right way, but I don't know this word. No, so this is Mkenu, this is in the interior, but I don't know why they're saying in the interior means anything here. You feel me? So you're gonna love your wife in the interior of the right method. So basically in the right way. Now I'm just saying they tell you to feel her belly, bruh. Now we can look like this is the feel, Mehu, belly her. Feel her belly. What young man can't? We was listening to stuff like I don't love these hoes. You know, we thought our instruction was coming from Snoop Dogg about how to deal with women. I don't love these. Nah, that ain't what it was. It was you gonna love her in the proper way. Feel her belly, cover her back, anoint. Or now they talking about how to really get it in. Anointment oil, and the remedy is care for your body, delight her heart as long as you live. I just want to share stuff like that.
So okay, so going back to the physical.
Oh, my bad. I went off on a tangent, my brother.
It's all good.
Nah, you did good. You ain't go off on no tangent. You good.
Right up.
I appreciate the information. So okay, if we say they're metaphysical, would you go with that? The netters?
Beyond the physical, I would say, yeah, beyond the physical. But even still, let's talk. What is a nature that's tangible, Reggie? The river? Happy? Like, which natures are tangible that you can physically touch?
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so I think that the ancient people they solved the problem because they have words. So one word type of word that they use is a son of Ptah, right? Son of the neter Ptah, and that's you see sa.neter's name, son of a neter. So sa.neter is not in ancient times, but the concept of sa.neter. There's another important when it comes to humans only. It comes to the king that we know, Zoser. He solved the problem because his name was Neter-Ket. So it was the netter in the body, right? The divine body, the divine body. I would just say.
Hey, Dr. Reggie, would you say that Ra is a living nature?
Okay. Yes. But Ra is see. There's different forms. There's something called the Neter-Ah, which is the great netters. And the great netters are much more netters in the universe, in the cosmos. These are the big concepts, the Kemenu. These are the big concepts. And then there's another class of netters, which are the netters, which is the animals, the insects, the humans, the everything. So Dr. Ricchetti would say everything is a netter, and so would Dr. Bonacci. And humans, how can I say, they graduate to netters when they become, when they pass away. And so that you have Imhotep becomes a netter. He's not a netter in life per se, but his qualities allow, those properties allow us to. So what we're dealing with sometimes is the properties, which is the seen. There's the seen and the unseen. So I'll stop there. My examples would be the terms son of Ptah, Neterket, and then I have a few others. There's another pre-dynastic, not pre-dynastic, dynastic early Old Kingdom king who was Neter, I think Neterini.
Okay. Hey Reggie, this is off topic, but this is going to be real quick. What's that hat you got on, Reggie?
Oh, this is a Brunson hat that I was selling last year.
Did you see what Bronson did yesterday?
I didn't
In
see
the
any
closing
because I
seconds,
was,
in the closing seconds, they was tied up, and the time was winding down. No. They was up by 1 point with like maybe 10 seconds left in the game. Indiana was up. Did you see what Bronson did yesterday, brother?
Brunson is the man. I did the whole thing with him last time.
So instead of them trying to get the two to go into halftime, Bronson came down, crossed over, and shot the three and won it. Won it by one. That's a bad young brother, boy.
Yeah,
Bronson
he is.
is a bad man.
He took a pay cut, and Brunson
Yeah.
back will say he's a netter. So the answer to the question is, okay, we can only do this by research, by actually reading the text. There's a class of human beings that, for example, they are brought back after their life, and they're what you call Hawat netters for them. These are Hawat netters, the proper name, if you've never heard it before, for a shrine. And to be a human netter, you have to have either a Hawat netter, or you have to have hymn netters, right? People that do duties for you, for your statue. So, look, the culture is complicated. Smash is helping us to uncomplicate some things. Baba Bonacci helped us to uncomplicate some things. And so we have these thinkings because we have a lot of people in from a lot of other communities, but they're not experts in meta nature. They haven't done a rating, and they can't demonstrate it. They can talk, but they can't demonstrate it in the text. So now we have people on your show that I try that I've encouraged for many years to come on your show to can demonstrate it. Smash's demonstration was incredible. It was an incredible demonstration on his birthday. Like he couldn't think of nothing. He could think of other things to do on his birthday, and I'm sure he's going to do with his family.
I'm gonna go bowling with my wife.
Right? He could do other things, but he decided to come here on his birthday as a extraordinary human being, to give a gift to the community about his work, to make some things clear. And I'm glad to be here on his birthday. I'm glad to be here on his show. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do, right? I'm not going to. I only debate my equals. I don't debate people that I'm in dispute with, and I don't debate people I don't respect. So there you have it with me. I have to live my own age. I'm 60 years old, except for sa.neter. Sa.neter's a little older than me, right? But I gotta start living my age. I try to cross into different generations. I cannot do that anymore because it's hurting my hypertension. So I'll stop.
All right.
Can I just
Yeah, hold on. To answer Keon. Yes, Keon, I seen what Josh Hart did to Brunson, but I don't pay too much attention to that because that was they homeboys. That's how he was just having fun playing with them like that. I don't play like that, but I don't put too much stuff on that, man. They came through college together. Now they in the NBA together. So, he was just joking around with the dude. That's all, man.
Hey,
All right, go ahead, brother. Easy Bear.
Let's hear from the brother. Then I want to share a maxim about being on sa.neter TV.
Okay, right after the brother, I want to get Rakufu, and then we're gonna go to you. Okay. All right, go ahead, Easy Band. Go ahead, brother.
All right, so I'm gonna end. Brother Smash, happy birthday! First of all, I missed that.
Thank you.
Respects. I'm gonna ask you about. I wanted to mention a couple things first, but I wanted to ask you because I heard you bring up something about the netter rising up and causing evil. against people that actually do
Oh,
evil.
when we was reading earlier?
Yeah. But I'll come.
No,
we'll
that
come back.
wasn't saying the netter rose up. I must have misread it. They were saying, I think they were saying he did not obey the netter or something.
Yeah,
It
so
wasn't the netter who rose up.
So if you don't obey the netter and you go against them or something like that, they'll rise up and go against you type thing. You said something like that.
I wish I could recount that part right now. But
that's what made me come up. Because you know why? Because we had a discussion the other day where sa.neter was basically blaming the God of the Bible of causing evil. And I was trying to show him that when you're reading the Bible through context, it's not that the God of the Bible is causing people to do evil or he's causing evil. What he's doing is that he's giving us guidelines, and the people that step outside of those guidelines and introduce evil into their lives, they fall subject to that same evil. It's like a consequence, right? And so when the God of the Bible is prophesying stuff, it makes it seem as though he's the one doing it, but not really. And when you said that the netter rise up and they plan, evil on people that plan evil, I was kind of like, hey man, that's what sa.neter was talking about. Oh
no, I think I might have misspoke, or I don't want to say you might have misheard, but I might have misspoke.
Okay. And just to respond to the brother over here, I think it's Commission. He said that love is abstract. And that's one of the things in the Bible you find that's very interesting, is that we have what's called the Trinity. And they say God is love, right? So the highest form of love is God. And we see that that's capable. That's, is capable because there is a Trinity. There's a multiple persons within the Godhead. So that removes the love from being abstract to being something real and the highest level of it. What else?
Respectfully, Easy Bands, are we talking about the Bible or Smash's work? Why do you people do this?
Hey, but allow him to do that, because I mean that's a good thing.
He asked some good questions, and I
that's a good thing, Reggie, because Smash and you can go in and smash the goddamn Bible. Let them know. Let them know where it all come from, man.
That's the beginning of my question. My statement is that okay, so he did it. Okay, so he has to deal with the answer.
Right, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Let him go in. But there's an art to listening. I always say that, bro. You say, come on, Saul, that was a bad answer. No, it wasn't. Did you hear what I said? I said, I wouldn't do that. That's not how I get down. That's not how I play around. But that's between Josh Hart and Jalen. They joked around like that. They roommates. They got podcasts together. They play with each other. Come on, man. That's not what Saul do. So my answer is good. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So let me ask the good brother, since he started that, and then later on.
Go ahead.
Brother Easy Bands, peace to you. Okay, I'm going to take off my screen so you can see me.
All right.
And take off your belt too.
First of all, no, simply. First of all, if not right now, can you demonstrate it in the Bible that there is a Trinity? Could you demonstrate? Now, watch it. In the Greek, I don't need to see King James. In its earliest moments before it was canonized, can you demonstrate that there's a Trinity written in the Greek?
Yeah, I can. But
okay,
if you want a like a word for word description, you're not gonna find that, but you're gonna find where God reveals himself as a Trinity. And you're going to find the verses. That's where we come from. That's where we get the theology from. We look at the scripture and we see that God represents himself in three persons.
I'm telling you, man, we need to listen to this Ptah-Hotep.
We learn how to describe what we're reading.
Easy Bands, what you're going to do is hermeneutics, right? I need to see it exactly in the Greek. And then Morpheus is below, and he can show you where the early writers were forced to write it in the Bible because it was not clear. So there was no clarity. But I'm gonna get back to Smash.
No, hold on, Easy Bands. Hold on, Easy Bands. Let me get back to Smash.
Well, let me show this part. I keep saying Ptah-Hotep got something for everything we going to. I just want to prove it. Let me now look at what this say. Now sa.neter, this is his show. He the master in this, and we are the council. Check it out. we always can do the meta whenever you want to. If you are a capable man, right, all of us, sitting in your master, we're not looking like we're not subordinates. We're not looking at it like that. This is just a show. Sitting in your master's council, then focus on efficiency. Peep gang. If you remain silent, this is more effective than a certain type of plant that's effective. But they telling us, like, when we build like this in council, sometimes we could just fall back. But watch this. If you are going to speak, be sure that you have a solution. It says, it is the expert who speaks in the council meetings. Now, I'm trying to tell y'all they got something for everything we go through.
Wow, that's
because talking is harder than any other job. Only he who has understood our understanding, right, then can make them his own. I just wanted to show that it keeps on going, and they talk about, how we just need to be amongst each other. I'm only bringing that into my life to correct some of my ill behaviors, and I'm offering out to people to see they was toiling with this 4,000 years ago.
All right, Rakufu, what up, brother?
Hey, peace to the family out here in Hollywood today. Happy birthday, Smash.
Thank
you
you,
hear?
family. Thank you, family.
All day. Mine was on the 9th, yours on the 19th. We both
you Sagittarius? That's my mama's birthday tonight, so you right with us.
Wow. Hey, let me tell you this. And I was studying the Dendara cosmology. They said in the 13th zodiac, me and you would be considered Imhotep babies.
But you want to know something? The modern zodiac is off by a month, but people don't even do that knowledge. We probably ain't even really Sagittarius. I think we really Sagittarius, but a lot of people who think they is some astrological sign, they need to research that. The modern zodiac off by like a month or something.
And you're correct. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, in the Ptah-Hotep sayings, who translated that, and did you translate it yourself to get a better understanding?
So that's why we look at the hieratic, and that's kind of like what Commission was pushing forward. If you're not willing to look at the primary, then everything we really gonna be going off is what it say to the side of it, or what a dictionary say in it. And so I came to reading Meta with those suspicions, and I realized I wasted a lot of my time. Now they do make mistakes, right? And that's what we illustrate, because they don't, like the brother said, there's just some African languages they don't know, and this is an African language. So if you form it all your cognites on Indo-European words or words that come from a different area, then how you think you got the real meaning of that? We understand that. And there are brothers, African scholars who use, we know Diop was into that, but it's more modern scholars who go into other African languages bringing that out. But the root of your question has slipped me for a minute. So reiterate what you asked again so I can make sure I answer you.
Okay, just wanted to know. So since, a lot of people, because I was asking the elder the other night about those 3 different translations of the
that's right.
Remember? Right. So now I'm asking you. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
If about the 3 different translations, just understand everybody part Heru is different, bro. No, it's not like the Bible. It don't say everybody got their own version. Some people had less money, so they just would try to get the essentials into their text. A person like my Hepri, our brother who left one of the longest, most extensive part of them Herus, he obviously was balling because he could commission somebody to write. His part of Heru is 10 meters. So that's like a 30-yard dash, bro. That's crazy out here. So just to think about it, each part in Heru is different, so nobody can say that's the best one. They might tell you it got more in it because it's a longer version. We can't hear you.
Okay. I was saying, can you hear me now?
Pardon me?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So what I was saying like the transliteration itself. I think if you don't understand this, I know Reggie may be listening. He can tell you what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you had Budge and you had Faulkner, and the elder said both of them had some mistakes. So with you being able to read the actual tongue, did you go through the Ptah-Hotep writings and figure out what he actually was saying, opposed to what man has translated themselves?
That's kind of like what we've been doing every day on my show for the past week. So we look at it in the hieratic. We're trying to see if it's matching up with their terms, and if it don't make sense, we're trying to find what's going on in that way. But like I said, a lot of my suspicions of them messing up, I'm not as suspicious as I used to. They don't know the fine details. They don't know it as it applies to African culture, but they did work out just some of the general principles by understanding grammar.
Okay, last question, and I'm out.
Nah. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Smash. There's a comment on the screen for you, brother.
Oh, okay, my bad. Thanks for the happy birthday. That song, How's It Count, is crazy. Also, y'all listen to Jay Electronica's new projects, Thoughts. I love them. I did a freestyle over one of his songs that never ended freestyle, but I hadn't listened to his newest stuff. I be studying too much sometimes in hip hop, which is my real job. Sometimes I don't focus on it as much. So I hadn't heard none of that new stuff. Last thing I listened to was that new Nas album. And, you know, I didn't really get the tingle from it, but that's just me. It's still cool. Thanks for the question.
So, Sal, I'm gonna ask you, Smash, when you finally get everything worked out, like the book Black Like Osiris, which I got in the back of my truck and read once, reading it again, I want to ask, are you going to read the book and you understand the teachings of Ptah-Hotep now?
Oh no, I'm not interested in it like that. It was just something I'm using to learn hieratic, and
Okay.
it's a good document. They got certain texts that are really good for learning because of the way the artist wrote and the scribe wrote, and now this is one of them.
Brother Rockwell, can I ask you something? Because I brought up the whole thing about whether the netters cause evil. From what I'm gathering, it says that they do. They cause.
But they do cause evil. Even the bad netchers are. I mean, Apep. What is Apep? Apep is coming trying to get Ra. Now, if you look at Apep, ask anyone. Pep. I mean, Reggie, is Apep a netcher?
Yes.
Well, he's trying to eat Ra and Heru, and so. But I don't want to I don't want to mess that up. Let me just finish this. The concept of evil like that and Isfet might be not lining all the way up. Yeah, they are close, you know, because we got other words like Ben, which they call evil. Right. And so I just want to say that concept might not overlap.
It doesn't have a moral effect. So Christians think only in terms of morality. God is good, the devil's bad. Netchers are forces, they're principles. Their ideas, their living things. So when a lion kills for example, a young elephant, is he doing bad? Right. So it's relative to the text and the teachings. It's not Bible stuff. We don't think. I'm sorry, some of us are just not constructed to think that way. So netters are everything, and Smash eloquently said. A Pep and then Set does things that causes chaos that needs to be fixed.
So it talks about transgressing.
All right, hold on, brother. Hold on. Don't speak out of turn, nobody. All right, Darryl Clemens Jr., you got to turn on your camera. Darryl Clemens Jr., you got to turn on your camera. All right, let me go to Morpheus in the building. Morpheus.
Yeah, peace, everybody. Yo, Smash, happy birthday, bro. Smash.
My man, you can't see me? I was on mute. My man.
I see you.
That's what's up, yeah.
Right. Let me say this, right? I think it's I think everything you showed today was very powerful, how they show that there's something in every aspect, you know what I mean, that has utility, you know what I mean, that's useful. But what I think a lot of the problem is when people are indoctrinated in another school of thought, religion, right? And then they're trying to superimpose their thought process, you feel me? And apply that or even compare it to ancient Kemet teachings, right? And they're trying to connect the dots. You feel me? Trying to connect the dots. That's a major mistake. That's why brother, people like Easy Bands but are having problems, right? They're having problems trying to understand. Did the Netters do this, or did the so and so? Because they're trying to compare these two, and you can't do that. Like, because if it's like you're walking in with a polluted mind already on a particular school of thought, and you're trying to understand this while still looking from the lens of your ideology or your belief system or whatever school of thought that you already engulfed in. That's the lens that you're looking at of, and you're trying to impose that within Kemet. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you can't do that. That's why you're not getting it. That's why you're not connecting it. I yield for right now, Sal.
I agree with what you're saying, and I'm just gonna give an instance of that. This text we reading from, no matter what he say about the natural rule, the category of this text ain't religious. We simply found a text a man wrote to his son. Like if any of us write something to our seeds, right? And then they find it 100 years later, that's all that is. Now, since this has a different category than biblical archaeology, we don't classify everything as like a religious text. This is something we can learn from, but this is just game a man had long ago. So even if he say something about the Neters, this ain't like his opinion ain't ubiquitous throughout Egypt, Kemet, so to speak.
All right. Let me go to Brother Live. Brother Live, what's up, man? Brother La always dealing with slow gases, man. Brother La. Calling on Brother La. Going once.
And it's so quiet you could hear a pin drop with 9 people on the line.
Going twice. Going 3 times. All right, Easy Band, you on the call, brother.
Yes, sir. So I'm not just talking from like a religious perspective. I'm actually reading what it says about the Netters. And from what I'm reading, it says that they do cause calamity, famine, war, illness, death to transgressors. An example, I'll give you an example, is Sekhmet, goddess of plague, war, and divine wrath, sent to punish humanity for rebellion, nearly destroys mankind in the destruction of mankind myth. So that's just one example.
But yeah, we agree. I thought, at least I said that was the case earlier. Think about Horus and Set. Like Set is bad in that he does a lot of bad things in that story. So what's your point?
My point is that, so as you can see what Brother Morpheus was saying, he's basically saying the other day that the God of the Bible causes evil, etc., calamity, etc., stuff like that to the people, right? I came and was showing him the context behind that, showing him that it's not evil that he's causing. He's basically allowing judgment to happen upon those people as a consequence. Now, when I read that the Netters over here, right, they do the same thing.
Okay? I see places where you making the error.
But it's even worse because they're actually destroying the people. They're causing calamity.
No, I see where you're making error if you allow me to illustrate it. So this is the problem while the elders tell us don't line up the word natural with God's.
Thank you.
So if you want to do a cross alignment like that, I can't give you nothing but to go into your theology, you would think angels and demons, right? Don't the demons do the bad holy work and the angels do the good holy work? I told you it don't line up and there's no way, and this is why the elders tell us that is an error in bringing that concept. But even in your theology, there is some spirits that do these pardon me? What you say? Oh, you can hear me? Oh, I don't know. I could be heard, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm just saying. Now, in actuality, I was only trying to show you what the closest synonymous thing you could get trying to go into Hebrew theology. But in actuality, the Neters just ain't going to line up to that because you got ones that are those principles. They represent those negative principles so that we will understand them and know about them.
How about the example I gave you? The goddess, she's actually a goddess, Sekhmet. And she's sent to punish humanity for rebellion. She nearly destroys mankind in the destruction of mankind myth.
So that's what I'm saying right there. As soon you didn't hear nothing I said. So
No,
this is what. Let me say it slower. I was like, the problem we're having is lining the word natural up with God, and then you said, hold up, she's a goddess. You still see that's the same problem, right?
No,
because we're taking an ancient term, natural, that we don't really have a concept for. Most people try to say elements, divine elements, or elements of divinity, but then we're putting them down into a concept with a very small semantic range. When you say God, you only really think of one thing. And so that's really what the problem is. When you pointed out a nuance, you simply went to a female God. You said, no, it says goddess. The concept I'm illustrating is still illustrated whether it's a god or a goddess. You see, I hope I ain't complicating things.
What I'm getting from you is you're trying to show me the difference in how Kemet philosophy or theology, how they look at these netters versus how the biblical theology, how we look at God. That's the difference that you're trying to show me. But what I'm saying is that that's why I asked you, are the netters real and actual in the beginning, right? And you kind of left the door open. You said, yeah, in certain instances, there even might be metaphysical or physical in some instances.
No, I didn't even do it like that. I gave you a better answer. You don't remember? I was like, they're not tangible, like beings. I said they're not tangible beings. If we thought this is what I said, if we thought the anthropomorphized beings, like, and I used Kepler with the Kepler head, if we thought the anthropomorphized beings that we see that we call nature were real, we're making a mistake. But if the concepts that they underlie them are very much so real. That's I don't really know how
do those concepts.
Let me say this, Easy Bands. Until you show it to us in Greek, right? Then you're just talking. What Smash did is he demonstrated concepts in the meta-nature, and he could demonstrate those concepts, some other points in the meta-nature. Easy Bands, on another show, come back with sa.neter, show us everything that you're talking about, right, in the Greek. And you should know that your Jesus probably spoke Greek, or reported it was reported what he said in Greek, or he spoke Aramaic. Until you show us that, you're not dealing with the primaries. Smash took his time to show you in the primaries, right, what it was saying. You're just talking, and you're taking up a lot of time. There's some other people on here, but you have the responsibility now of showing us the Greek.
We was looking at the actual paper that he wrote on 4,000 years ago. We wasn't even getting. I mean, we was looking at the primary. Nothing you talking about. We don't even got that. Just
Reggie, Yeshua spoke all languages. Reggie, not just Greek. He spoke every language that you could think of.
Who are you talking about?
Jesus. He's a Christian. His God Jesus spoke every language because if Jesus is God, then he had to speak every language.
Yeah, well, he obviously forgot the Hebrew.
So according to Easy Bands, Jesus spoke every language, not just Greek, Reggie.
Yeah, no, I understand what Easy Bands is saying, but there's a passage that Morpheus could tell you about where Jesus forgot the Hebrew and had to go to the Aramaic. Had to go to the
he didn't even know. Jesus couldn't even read Hebrew. That's why.
What? You mean to tell me God didn't know how to read Hebrew, bro?
Read Hebrew. That's why.
Easy Bands, what's up with that, man?
Watch this. Easy Bands. Get your bands up if you want to debate me on this. Please do that for everybody, man. Watch this. First of all, you made a mistake in what you just said last time you were speaking about God in the Bible. God, he didn't do it. He didn't give it. He allowed it. In the Hebrew, I don't know if you know what the word Natan means. Do you know what Natan means, Easy Bands?
No. You said okay. I said he allowed those things to happen as judgment.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And the word Natan means to let you or to give. It means to give in Hebrew, right? If you want to say in Hebrew, like I gave, like he gave them over to their desires, or he allowed it, that is Natan Lahem Edawet Laban, which you don't find in the text. You don't find, like when I pulled up Ezekiel, it doesn't say Natan Lahem Edawet Laban. It says Natan, which means he did it. He gave it, not he allowed it. Not, it doesn't mean he allowed it, right? It was even worse is that doesn't let him off the hook. Because even if I allowed you to do it, right? Watch this. That's like saying, watch this, you see somebody on the street, on the block, raping somebody, a child. You didn't do it, but you're allowing this guy to do it. That's just as bad because you're allowing it. If I'm allowing it, that doesn't let you off the hook. That don't no way near let you off the hook if you allow. But see, you guys like to use these crazy hermeneutic terms like, no, he didn't do it. He just allowed it. He just allowed it. Like that makes it better. Like that make it better because he allowed it, right? Because he could have did the opposite. What? Not allow it.
Now, Easy Band, first y'all say that I like saving Jabari. Now you put up there, sa.neter loves saving Morpheus. Watch, he won't let me respond. Watch. See? That's a play. That's what you're trying to do to trick me to allow me to let you go in. I'll come back to you and let you respond. Meanwhile, let me get the other brothers real quick. Brother Lai, you got the floor, brother.
I'm sorry about that earlier, son.
No, it's all right. I think you was playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
First and foremost, peace and blessings to everybody on the panel as well as your families. The reason why I primarily jumped on is because I actually ordered a book. I was trying to get in contact with Brother Reggie in regards to it earlier, but I wasn't unable to get him. I ordered a book in regards for the Heretic Handbook by Jonathan Black. Would that be a good reference point in studying heretic?
Oh, you know what? I wish I even knew it at work. I got my first heretic book handed to me like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I didn't take it because it was a scholar giving it to me. I didn't think I was going to return it back in the right condition, so I wouldn't know. I apologize.
Yeah,
Brother Commission. Is Commission still on the panel?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna actually show you. I'm gonna show you one that's out of print. You lucky if you get. Alaikum salam, rahmatullah barakatuh, brother. Let me pull this down for you. This book here, and you'll find it online. It's a lot of scholastic information that you'll find. You know, dealing with writing a late Egyptian hieratica. It's a beginner's primer too by Sheldon Lee Gosling. But Sheldon Lee Gosling actually has some measures online that'll give you the ability to learn the ligatures. That's what I was speaking of earlier. So you get a chance. This book is out of print. Like, you lucky if you get one, or you're gonna see it for like $200. I was lucky to get this book. You know what I mean? But the writing in this book ain't as clear. You know, as far as dealing with the way that they did it, it's all right. But you got to know what you're looking at. But if you get the PDF from Sheldon Lee Gosling, it'll actually show you, you know, a better font of it, the one online, and you can find that online. You know, I actually have it in my archive. So, you know, you email me at egyptianadept@gmail.com, I'll send it over to you.
Shukran.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want an online version you could go to, that we often use, just use Molia. Piece of due diligence.
Yeah, I got Moller over here too.
Yeah, Moller, yeah, Moller, and that'll be enough for you, brother. I mean, if you don't want to spend the bread that he said, he spent $200.
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. It's hard.
It's not about the bread. Yeah, it's not about the bread for me. It's about the information. I appreciate it though. Shukran.
Oh, happy birthday, Smash.
Happy born physical, King.
I appreciate y'all.
But yeah, Moller is one too. You know, it actually show you certain things.
All right, due diligence. You got the floor, brother.
Peace to everybody on the panel. I want to wish Smash Rockwellerton the happiest of the birthdays, man. I just want to let you know I appreciate you so much. I've learned so much from you. You are an asset to the community. man, keep doing what you're doing. You inspire a lot of us, man. You know what I'm saying? You inspire me especially, and I wanted to tell you to your face, man, I really appreciate you, bro.
Oh
Sure.
man, that's I appreciate the kind words, bro. I
Yes.
mean, it feel good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And just to add to the conversation, man, what the brother is trying to explain, I want to put it a different way, is that, you know, whenever translating from, you know, ancient text, the thing is there might not be an equivalent word in the language that you are translating it to, right? So concepts in the ancient language, there may not be no concept in the English lexicon. So they get similar words, right? Synonyms, right? But it don't really grasp the whole concept. But in order to talk about it with each other in English, we just use the words that closest. But when you use God for netter, it's not the same thing and you're losing something, right? That's how things get lost in translation. That's why when we talk about my yacht, we leave it at my yacht, because there is no English equivalent in our language, right? So I just want to put that out there. That's really the premise of what we're trying to get at. There's not always an equivalent concept to what you're translating from into. And with that, I just want to say peace, man. Have a happy birthday, Smash. Love, wealth, and happiness, bro.
Hey, real quick, so somebody said, didn't Smash take Inky?
No, I deleted that. That's why I ain't even entertain that nonsense, brother. I seen it. I seen the Smash.
I'm just like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even entertain that. I deleted that.
Smash Rockwell, Smash Rockwell, what are you doing? You could run a flash sale, get somebody some high order sneakers or cap or something like that. What are you doing? You two talk about flash sales all week. It's your birthday. Where's the flash sale on your birthday?
Y'all want to do a sign up? Let's do a sign up flash sale, see if we get some support. I'm gonna offer 50% off of some nice ass items. Best items in hip hop, family. We're gonna go big with it. I'm generous on the birthday if I could get some support, though. Our store killed. I mean, so I don't know if y'all know what it is in hip hop, but this logo side, I don't know why you just don't even know what's going on around you. Check game. This logo right here, even if you ain't seen it with me, you done seen somebody probably walk through Brooklyn.
Yeah, I seen that.
But this what it is. But even on my show, when you see us talking about upgrading our brand, bro, I found this shirt that's anti-mite, antibacterial, cool touch, and what have you. And so I'm trying to step up the brand to justify
$65 for a t-shirt.
Oh yes, and not only that, but our shit
$99 for
let me show you something, Si. Let me talk to you. This brand been around for 30 years since we came out. Let me show you something. This is about how to create a market. I'm gonna go to eBay. See, our jeans cost $200. Watch me put this. Hyro jeans, right? This is not me selling them. This is because we created a effing market. So look, this somebody else who marked up the price, Si. Because I know how to build a market. You feel me? We did that, and we got items that are good ass quality, right? And now you put out limited runs. Look, this is all people selling my jeans that you can still get. I made these in 2007, so we call them vintage now. See? Now, everyone, do you see a pair up here for under 200? Well, 185. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is this is a market that we created, and so none of this is this. If I can show you this rugby, you see how much polo I wear, but everything I got on is low, and I need to compete with low. My next rugbies I'm about to drop is gonna be knocking down low in my second run, and so this stuff be selling out at these prices. But what Reggie just said was talking about a flash sale.
Bro.
I just said I was about over 50%. I guarantee, I dare anybody in the chat who bought something because people have been supporting. Ask Brother Flag. I guarantee you when he got his stuff, he was like, damn, this quality going ham. Because first of all, this brand right here, I can't mess that up. And I am the CEO, and so I can't bust no moves that make us look stupid. Right now, what I'm gonna do is make everybody look lovely and put up a stupid code. The code gonna be sa.neter TV. Now let me show y'all. Now let me show y'all how much game this is. Let me reshare one last time, because really I like on my show talking about how we're supposed to use AI and stuff to make money. Let me just show you something that you cannot deny. Now look, you see they are being sold right now on eBay for people for up to 175, right? But what I did last month was went in our warehouse, found like 50 pair, right? And said, I'm about to put these up. Years later, we own the building for 25 years, so I could go find some old ass merch and put it up as vintage. But this is what I want you to see. I'm gonna come to what we selling them for right now, so you can see. I can really just buy those and put them up on. Look, right now we still selling them for 200. We only got, but look, I'm about to knock off over 50%. So if you really was on it, you would say, I'm gonna buy them and put them right on eBay for the 200 everybody else got them up there, right? And that's all I wanted to say. And I'm gonna make the code be sa.neter. Watch this. We're gonna make this pop in a quick second. All right, back to somebody else because I feel like I was feeling.
All right.
But thanks for letting me plug that with that commercial. The store is shophighroad.com. Thank you.
Let me go to Dow Clemens. What's up, man? We can't see you, man. We can't see you in the dark. What's happening, brother?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's happening?
And then I also want to say peace and love and royal blessings to Smash Rockwell.
Peace. Can you hear me? Yeah, peace.
Yeah. Check this out. When you're talking about the meta-neta, right? And you know, I've been on your show, on your platform, and asked the question for different people just to express what the neta is, right? What the meta-neta is. I came up with a concept. The concept is what the Pharaoh have, the mediation between the living and the afterlife. That mediation is the net is what we trying to explain. The neta, the meta-neta is that mediation. Can you get what I'm saying? Because even in the Bible, they say Joseph tried. He said he read the Pharaoh dreams, and the truth was he never read the Pharaoh dreams. He never even met the Pharaoh because the Pharaoh was gone for 100 years. And when the Pharaoh returned 100 years later, he said to Joseph's people, I don't know y'all. But what I'm saying is that meta-neta that you talked about, that we trying to get that specific touch on what it is that mediation between the royals of all and a person living life, that mediation where during the afterlife. It's new to us to explain. So that's what that meta-neta is, and that's what a lot of people try to go for. Everybody want to be the Pharaoh. But it's just they not chosen. They didn't have the royals of all show them, not talk to them. The royal of all don't talk to nobody. It would be shown to you, and they're aware of that. And everybody, Hitler, everybody tried to get that. And that's why you had those stories, but no buts in it. A big part of that is when we just how I'm taking it is when we try to describe the meta-neta, is the mediation that the Pharaoh had with the royals of all, and nobody else had that into the next Pharaoh, and that's even after the Pharaoh at that time passed away.
Brother
Brother
Darryl, are you using the word mediation, or you're trying to say intermediaries? Because
maybe the intermediate, if you're taking it as intermediate, the intermediary, I kind of get what you're trying to say, and I think that's what I'm trying to say. That in between that everybody wants to be, that's a Jesus, whatever.
Okay. So intermediaries would be better. Intermediary means the king.
There's no king, man.
Hey, stop. Put my comment on the screen real quick. Just
okay, so the Nosud Biddy, but we're speaking to a wider audience, right? The ruler, right? The ruler, synonyms. So the ruler, right? The chosen ruler is the intermediary between the people, the land, and the
royals of all.
And well, I don't know that word per se, but I would say the nature. He or she is the intermediary. Then there's hierarchies. So the person that he was talking to, if you were talking about Joseph, which we can't find in history, he is the Pati. He is the vizier. So they have a hierarchy. So
Well, hold up. When you saying the vizier, is you saying Joseph is the hierarchy over the Pharaoh?
no, he's the vizier. The vizier is underneath. It's underneath the ruler.
But he's not even a vizier because he lied about reading the dream.
Right. Well, we're just talking about the terms. That's what the biblical people put in, but that doesn't make any sense because he didn't worship El or Yahweh. So
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying
well,
about
that's
Joseph.
what I'm saying.
I'm talking about the mediation, the inter is what we would consider the meta-nature.
Okay, so the meta-nature is the written form but the people are speaking a language. Independent of the writing form, they're speaking a language, but the story that you brought in is not attested. So there's no need to bring an unattested story.
What do you mean?
It's unattested. And it's unattested in the language and the writing of the people that we're talking about. It's
then they say, don't they say in the Bible that Joseph, he's in Egypt, he's in Kemet, and he's chosen to be a gardener, not a farmer where he was.
I don't believe that story. That story is only attested in the Bible.
But listen what I'm saying.
Okay,
because it all match what's going on.
Myself, man. Talking about the Bible.
Respectfully,
I didn't even share my link. Come on, Si, what you doing?
It's all matching, and what
I didn't see no link, bro. I was waiting on the link.
The link is he's trying to decipher.
Yeah, I didn't see no link.
Trying to decipher where he can't.
I don't care about that story on this show. That's bringing in somebody else's stuff. Why are you bringing in some other religion when we're talking about Nile Valley?
About the meta-nature of what the Pharaoh has the relationship with the royals of all. That relationship, him being what you said your word was in the mediation, is that the meta-nature.
The communication, when the king is talking, he's talking in his language. When the king is writing, he's writing.
I still don't see it, brother.
I'm typing it again.
When the king is talking to his people through his other intermediaries, like the vizier, he is his Pati.
He's not talking about a vizier. He's talking about his relationship.
How you going to tell me? Okay, I'm out.
All right. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Tomorrow at 6:00, I got Selah Shalom, the gladiator, going up against Zion Warchild, the barbarian. This is going to be a one that y'all don't want to miss. Is the Ethiopian Christianity and product of Greco-Roman influences. So this is going to be good. They're going into the Ethiopian concept and stuff like that, the history. All right. So y'all don't want to miss that. That's going down at 6:00. And what I need Smash to do, we almost got 4 hours in Smash.
Man, I keep saying it's fell in the post. Look, let me send this to you in the studio chat.
Or the private chat.
It's in the studio chat. Put that on the screen though, so people can support, man.
Okay. Hey, before you close out,
55% discount until 7
Let Smash run his talk.
But where is it, Smash? I still don't see it. Is it in the private chat?
In the studio chat.
Yeah, that's called the private chat.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it now. I see it. Let me grab that link.
And then put that comment on the screen. Put that comment on the screen.
Okay, so recap, Smash. What are you offering to the people, and how can they
55% off? Y'all just was talking about the prices. I showed you some pants that I sell for $200 and they go for $279 on eBay, and I'm putting 55% off. That means $95. But we got stuff on there for $5, bro. Like everything ain't like that. But look, I do cut and sew. We don't put our brand on nothing that was pre-made. If people want to talk about that, I do that on my show, how to get qualified people in China who could beat these American prices, and you could do cut and sew and step your brand up so it won't be like artist merch. You ain't gonna
all right. Brother Smash, yeah, it's up there. Close us out, brother.
Hey, it's not on the big screen. It's on the I don't see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the
No,
chat.
no, you rushing up out of here, son. Give us a few minutes. This the
Yeah,
promotion
Star,
time.
can you hear me? Smash. Can I interject real quick, brother? Because I've been sitting here listening, you know, and I really spoke when spoken to, but I just want to give our family a drawing real quick. And I want them to get this book right here. It's called The Egyptian Divinities, right? And it's written by Mustafa Gadala. And
Put the book up again. Put it up again, brother.
Yes, sir. He a native-born Egyptian, but I want you to hear briefly what he say. It's a short paragraph, what he say about the neters, right? And it might give our people some clarity. He said the ancient Egyptian word neter and its feminine form of neter has been wrongly and possibly intentionally translated to God and goddess by almost all academians, right? He said, it should be noted that the real names of the deities were kept secret so as to guard the cosmic power of the deity. The Neteru are referred to by epithets that describe a particular quality, attribute, and or aspects of their roles. Such applies to all common terms as Sa, Set, Amun-Re, Heru, etc. And see, when we're able to see it like that way, that's where we'll come into the understanding why I say things or principles are abstract until somebody embody them. That's when they become real, when you become, that particular principle, but not just floating out there in the air somewhere. So that's it. Peace and love.
Could you put Smash back on the big screen?
All right. And this is why Commissioner Depp is becoming the up and coming young champion of the HOK. And when I put that target on your back, brother, just be ready. You see how Jabari got that target on his back. Just be ready. He fighting all the minions off. Just be ready, brother. They gonna come for you, brother.
Well, I've been helping Jabbar from the comments, man. I hate my brother get jumped on like that right there.
Can you put Smash back on? It's Smash's. He was delivering.
He's chowing down right now.
So Smash, tell them, Smash, it's not going to work. The flash sale is not going to work without the coupon, without the.
No, they enter sa.neter. Thank you, brother Reggie. Enter sa.neter TV at checkout. Get 55% off. I mean, it's like that. If you know hip hop, you're gonna get more credit rocking that Hyro logo than anything. It's next to rocking the Wu-Tang gear. It's like you rocking West Coast Wu-Tang. Peace to my people from Wu.
Is that it on the screen, Smash?
Oh, you got it all right. You did that good for me for my birthday. So if y'all want to support it, ain't Cash App. Get you something tangible for 55% off. And I'm gonna see they did.
And this is for everything, Smash. Smash.
Well, I told you up until 7 o'clock only. I can't do it only to 7 o'clock. So that's what you call a flash sale. Feel me?
On everything. On everything.
Anything on the website.
On God.
Up until 7 p.m. Enter that code sa.neter TV.
On God.
Something else sa.neter too. I don't want to be like that, but
is that 7 p.m.?
We got affiliate marketing too for all y'all can know. Y'all can sign up for affiliate marketing and get 15% off of any. If somebody buys some Hyro gear off your link, you'll get 15% sent to your Venmo.
Oh, okay, I'm getting that. Yeah,
and that's right.
All right, I want to bring on Cosmic right quick. Sankofa, what up, brother? What's up, Cosmic?
Hey, yo, peace, light and love to the panel.
Peace, brother.
Yo, Smash, that was a dope presentation, family.
Thank you.
Much respect. Man, like you delving into the hieratic text, man, that's mad inspirational, bro. I never touched that joint, but I'm dealing with a text now where I kind of need to learn it, man. So I'm gonna definitely start checking out your channel a lot more so I can learn how to really identify the glyphs, man. But
we do workshops on my channel. We do workshops with people from all levels. So come join in and it'll be useful, trust me.
Yeah, man, that's definitely. And then I wanted to Commissioner Depp, man, thanks for that link to hieratic, man. Appreciate that. And then you're 100% correct. I mean, of course, Mustafa Gadala was correct with that. with the gods, the divinities of ancient Kemet being referred to by epithets, right? There's this paper called The 10 Dead Deities of Dendera, right? You can go to JSTOR. I think it's on JSTOR. You can go to JSTOR and look at it, right? And then when I started looking at that, it's all epithets, right? And that's the first document in Dendera. That's the first document where I saw Jehuti referred to as thrice great. You know, and if you're familiar with esoteric,
as what?
Has thrice great.
Oh,
it's in the document, it's the symbol, you know, for great 3 times. So he's not said, you know, it's not said thrice great, but it's the symbol for great 3 times. And so then I'm taking that as meaning, you know, Jehuti.
Is it the Old Kingdom document?
Huh?
Is it the Old Kingdom document?
It's based upon, it's this document, it's this paper called The 10 Dead Deities of Dendera. You can type it into, you know, type it into Google and pull it up.
When you research to see is it what time period is it supposedly written in. There's a phenomenon in Old Kingdom glyphs where they would triple up a glyph just to show plurality. And so, you know, maybe that was the way they misread it as the thrice great, when he was just trying to say he's great, the great. So when you show great in plurality, it kind of sometimes mean the greatest.
Well, now, like I said, that's me interpreting that as thrice great because it's the glyph, there's the great glyph 3 times.
So research Old Kingdom forming plurals in the Old Kingdom. If you want to just look up or ask Genesis about forming plurals in Old Kingdom sa.neter, they'll talk all about that.
Right, no doubt.
All right.
Let me land. I just wanted to say, Commissioner, that was correct. You'll find a lot of the deities are referred to by epithets, like the tired one or the drowned one, or he who brings the desert wind. You know, these are references to Set and Asar, so to speak, but not called by the name.
All right. So I want to let y'all know what I got coming up, and I'm hoping Smash be a part of it. I'm hoping Dr. Reggie be a part of it. I'm trying to bring out the Kemetic brothers. And here's the deal. Here's the situation here. There was Kemet on trial, but we have yet to put the Israelites on trial. The Israelites and the Christians, and, you know, Israelites and Christians go together because they all Christians to me. So we got to put the Israelites and Christians on trial. And I will give each of the Kemetic scholars 5 minutes to present their case. And we will go around or maybe 10 minutes. And we will go around like first we got Jabari come through, maybe. I'm just saying hypothetically. Smash come through, show his presentation on Kemet on trial. Then Dr. Reggie come through. And then also if Cosmic want to be in on it, sure, he can be in on it. And it's all scholarship. There's nothing bashing and nothing like that. It's going to be real information, real truth information on where it comes from and where all this come from. So be on the lookout for that. Commissioner Depp will also be a part of the show. And it's all about getting this information out because they don't want to do it. I tried to do it live, but they running. So now they got to get what's coming now. You know,
tell Judah Nazareth to stop running too from that debate. Don't let him get away, because I got a whole presentation. I
think he already started running because he been making videos already.
If the Nile Valley line is too long, I will give my time to my good brother Asar M. Ka.
Nah, brother. You got to be on this one, brother. And guess what? You will be first, Reggie. So that way it won't be long for you, brother. You can get your information out before everybody.
We'll talk about it. I'm not too much in that mode right now, but Asar M. Ka is one of my good young brothers, right?
Asar M. Ka will definitely be a part of it. And so I'm gathering up the people. Y'all gonna get a call from me, and I'm gonna have the date ready for y'all. You know?
Okay.
Shout out to people stopping right now. Shout out to y'all. Go ahead.
All right. So, before we go, I want to let everybody know that Apostle is on his channel over there on the HOK Coliseum, and he's doing his thing. He going in over there with the Paleo Hebrew, Abu Ka. How you say that? Abu Yah. He over there going in on the Abu Yah information. And so Easy Bands, I know Easy Bands can't wait to get over there. And there's the link in the chat for those of y'all who want to run on over there and support the brother. Anybody else got anything to say before we close out?
Oh, I mean, if y'all got something to say, I'll close out at the end. So go ahead.
Anybody? Okay, so we're gonna close this thing out.
Oh, well, let me just say, I just wanted to bring that teaching. We all heard about it. We all went over it before. I wanted to show a little bit of the method we're trying to use, and that Kabisha was pointing out things we should do. But also, even if we can't do that, if you just read it in the English, there's a lot of jewels in there. Coming from a practical African brother about 4,500 years ago. And so, you know, it's hopefully we can take something from that. There's a lot more maxims in there. And I urge you to read Ptah-Hotep. Thanks for all the birthday love, the Smash Rock Wellington, his elegance, Magi Archer. Please believe. I'm up out of here.
All right, peace, y'all. We out, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, peace.
All right, let me head on over there to see what Apostle doing. I ain't gonna beat him up. I'm gonna let him run his show. And Easy Bands, I see you over there. I'm gonna let him go ahead and run his show. I ain't gonna go over there and crash the party. So peace and black power, y'all. We out of here. Let me drop that link one more time in case y'all want the link. There it is. Apostle is over there doing his thing. Abu Yah.